That's Brett Moffitt. John, this team has been solid all year, and I look for them to be in contention tonight.
Yeah, Hermie, you make a good point. They're a very solid team. They've won so far, so you gotta hope somebody gets on board with them, Jeff, and sponsors a proven winner.
You already got an opportunity to run for a championship. I think that's what's going to be important. I think they're definitely going to wind up going to Homestead. So who's ever out there watching tonight and want to get on a good truck, that's a great team out there to be a part of. But I want to go back and let's talk about the tires, because normally we talk about how, you know, somebody else's tires, whether it's ARCA series, but Firestone's are a different style, and a lot of times it changes how the trucks or how the car will react whenever you put Goodyear rubber with them. In this case, and talking to several drivers and people who have raced on it before, it usually feels good to begin with. It doesn't hurt anything, and as they do wear it off and put the Goodyear rubber down, it's a smoother transition. It's not like it makes the thing go crazy right on the get-go and you got to have some kind of life, you might say, a death threat or death hold on the steering wheel trying to get up to speed. But tonight, I think the big challenge is going to be the track cooling down and what kind of grip level they have as it gets cooler.
Yeah, it tells you just how sensitive this track is to all kinds
even in a truck,
all kind of different conditions. Well, since the truckers are with the Indy cars in Texas, that means no Cup guys will be in the field tonight. The Cup and the Xfinity Series are in the Irish Hills of Michigan this weekend, but we'll have it all covered for you, starting with Cup practice tomorrow at 9 a.m. on FS1, followed by Xfinity qualifying. Check your local Fox station for Xfinity race coverage starting time at 1 p.m. Then on Sunday, coverage begins at 1:30 on Fox. And with racing so close to the Motor City, Jeff Gordon sat down for an interview with executive Edsel Ford.
Tell me about the nickname The Godfather. You know, where did that start? Where did that come from? I mean, I know why you have it because you know of your involvement with motorsports and being so passionate about it. But how about, do you embrace that? Do you,
I love it. Are you kidding? I love it. I mean, I think people look to me as for advice, you know, because I'm not employed by the company. I'm not a full-time employee. So, you know, but they know my passion for motorsports. So, you know, people ask me for advice, and, you know, I'm always happy to give them advice because I've been around a long time, Jeff.
You can see the full interview on your local Fox station on Sunday with coverage starting at 1:30 p.m. Eastern. Still to come, we've been telling you about Jake Olson, the blind long snapper for USC, and what an inspiration he is. Well, at our last truck race in Charlotte, he got to deliver the invocation before the race, and we were there to see it. We'll have his story and more.
I'll shoot you an estimate as soon as I get back to the office. Hey, I can help you do that right now. Hi, Thrive.
Thrive?
Yep, I'm the all-in-one management software built for small business. Hi, Thrive.
Help me with scheduling?
Sure thing. Up top. Hi, Thrive.
Payments?
Hi, Thrive.
Promotions?
Hi, Thrive.
Email marketing?
Almost there. Hold on. Wait for it. Hi, Thrive.
Manage my customer list?
Can do, will do. Hi, Thrive.
Post on social media?
Hashtag Hi, Thrive, my friend. Get started for free at thrive.com.
Enjoy life on the water this summer with Overton's, America's fishing, marine, and water sports superstore. Shop over 50,000 products from the best, most recognizable brands in water sports, fishing and marine, and boating accessories. Take fun to new heights with our wide selection of new water sports gear, including trampolines, bouncers, water mats, and towables. Launching life on the water since 1976, Overton's has everything for your family at great prices. Enjoy life on the water with Overtons.com and get the gear for your next outdoor adventure.
Nothing gets a family's full attention like my freshly prepared chicken. The delicious KFC $20 fill-up with 8 pieces of extra crispy chicken and sides will surely get your kids off their phones. And they may even look at you, their loving parent. KFC, it's finger-licking good.
Her salon was booked for weeks until her laptop crashed this morning. Having IT problems? Ask a business advisor how to get on-demand tech support for as little as $15 a month. This week, get Boise Case paper for only $29.99 at Office Depot, Office Max.
Snowfall premieres Thursday, July 19th on FX.
Only Invisalign clear aligners are made with Smart Track material to precisely move your teeth to your best smile. See how Invisalign treatment can shape your smile up to 50% faster today at Invisalign.com.
You know that expensive watch you always wanted? It only cost a fraction of the price to make.
We thought that was crazy, so we made our own watch company.
We created unique watch designs, launched online at fair prices, developed new styles, shipped to over 160 countries around the world, and created a community. Now, you don't have to overpay for a nice watch.
Instead, join the movement.
Shop now at mvmt.com.
When you rent a car on Turo, you're renting from a real person. No shuttle rides, no waiting in line, and no wandering a car lot. This is better than your typical car rental. This is Turo. Download the app today.
When Jake Olson lost his sight at the age of 12, he thought he'd never have the opportunity to drive a car. Well, he got that and more with our Todd Bodine.
One of the most inspirational stories in all of sports, that of Jake Olson, number 61 for the University of Southern California Trojans.
So around 6 months old, my parents started recognizing a glow in my eyes. I had cancer in both eyes, retinoblastoma. The cancer had progressed pretty far in my left eye, so we immediately had to remove that one. When I was 12 years old, the cancer came back. As a result, I had to remove my right eye and become blind. I was scared. I didn't really know what my future was going to be like without sight. At that point, sports had played a huge role. You know, I was a kid who played everything. It was a scary thought of how I was going to play sports. But the one thing I did want to do was continue to play sports and continue to chase my dreams and aspirations. I always wanted to go to USC. Basically, as I applied, I got a call that not only was I going to be able to go to USC, but Coach Sark wanted me to come walk on the football team in long snap.
The snap is perfect. The kick is up, and the kick is good. Jake Olson swarmed over by his teammates.
That was something truly special and something that, as you can tell, makes me smile today and will make me smile on my deathbed. That's how I live my life. You know, I want to go out there and do things I love because that's what makes me happy. But one thing I've never done is drive a car. Driving a car is a sense of independence. You know, it's a way to get around. It's one of probably the more frustrating things in life as a blind person is just the absence of having that opportunity to just hop in your car and drive and get food or drive and go hang out with someone.
All right, well, we're going to put you in this truck and we're going to take some laps.
That'd be
awesome. We're going to have some fun. You nervous?
Excited, yeah. It's going to be like Six Flags bonus edition, you know.
It'll take you a while to get in.
Gosh, it's tight.
All right, you ready? There you have it, buddy.
That was awesome, thank you.
Okay, now we're going to actually let you drive a car. And now you got to turn right a little bit because the actual banking was pushing the car down.
Okay.
Yeah.
We good?
Yeah, still good.
To be able to drive a car and have that sense of freedom, it's big.
There you go. They're up to 70 mile an hour.
When I give speeches, I used to say I can do anything but drive a car, but now I guess I got to scratch that.
Ladies and gentlemen, please remain standing. As Jake Olson, standing at 6'4", 225 pounds, senior blind long snapper from the University of Southern California Trojan football team, offers our invocation.
Faith has played a huge role in my life and just giving me hope and the courage that I've needed to overcome my adversity.
Thank you, Lord, that we are here today. I ask that you keep the driver safe as well as the spectators. We thank you so much for all the blessings that you give us. In your name we pray. Amen. Giving the invocation at the truck race was a very special moment. It was something that I'll cherish forever.
People come to me and say, I love the way you live, I love your attitude, it's helped me overcome my adversities.
You're an inspiration.
Thank you, appreciate it. At the end of the day, that's really, in return, inspiration for me to continue to live how I live, because, you know, there are hard days, but knowing it has that type of impact for others is quite a gift and an honor and a responsibility and a privilege.
And the main thing you can say about that, Jeff, is it's simply just inspirational. He's just an inspiration.
It's incredible what somebody can do as long as they believe and they got, you know, the heart to put into it. And this young man, he is, again, like you said, he's a great inspiration.
Yep, got a lot of heart and also got to spend some time with Todd Bodine. Todd, this is such an inspirational young man, and you got to get a little bit more time with him than other people did when he was here visiting. What kind of guy is this?
What an incredible young man. What an outlook on life. You know, Jake, he wrote a book called Open Your Eyes, and he talks about wanting to drive a car. That was one of his wishes. So for me to be able to get to do that for him was incredible. But the thing that you take away from this young man is, he could be bitter about life and losing his sight and wanting to have that, but he doesn't. He doesn't ever have any of that. He looks forward. He tries to help people and doesn't have anything but joy in his life. And it's an incredible person to be around, and I learned a lot from being around him.
It looked like you guys were having a fantastic time in the race car, Todd, and with him driving as well.
Yeah, we did. It's for him to get the feel first racing, going in a race truck was incredible. The vibration and the G-forces and the things he felt. But for him to be able to get behind the wheel was incredible. Like I said, that was one of his wishes, to be able to do that. And he got on the straightaway and wanted to go fast, so we got him up to about 60 miles an hour, and he was all smiles.
So what did you learn from the whole experience, Todd?
Well, we don't have anything that we can complain about. I think that we all need to take a lesson from Jake. He looks at life in such a positive way. Every day he wakes up and he's happy and smiling and joking and laughing, and we all need to take a lesson from that. And for me to be around him for a whole week, it was incredible. Such a nice, pleasant young man to be around, and it made a difference in my life to get to know him. And he's actually coming back to visit with me and Janet coming up here at the end of the month, so we're going to have some more fun together.
Tell me something about Texas. You've been successful down there, but to me, this ain't the same Texas track that you won all your races on.
No, it's quite a bit different, Jeff. We saw these guys qualifying and talking about it. Turns 1 and 2 was really difficult. In the old days, it was go down in there, you roll out of the throttle a little bit, back to the throttle, and it was not a problem. 3 and 4 is wide open now. That's even easier. But 1 and 2 was giving them fits. The racetrack doesn't pick the banking up right away, so the trucks tend to get loose. And for the guys to try to run wide open, you have to run a little narrow getting in there, a little shallow. And that makes the trucks push in the middle. Then they have to get out of the throttle. So they're all struggling, trying to figure out how to get through 1 and 2 the fastest way possible. Because the faster you get through 1 and 2 in the middle 1 and 2, the faster you get on the straightaway. So it makes a big difference in the lap time for sure. And they're all struggling. And we're going to see tonight, I think that groove is going to move up, get wider. We saw it last year in the race that the track widened out, and we had a lot of great racing. And I think that tonight we're going to see another race just like that.
Well, Todd, we appreciate the insight as always. We're going to be watching this one because it's going to be exciting.
Absolutely. Looking forward to it.
And what we will see tonight is a great mix between young and the veterans. And there's a veteran in Joe Nemechek and one of the new guys in Grant Enfinger. We'll be back.
Hey, sleepyhead.
Wake up! Wake up! I've been up.
Early kickoffs are blowing up your breakfast, your commute, your whole day job. Stream all day or just skip work, because who wouldn't want to do brunch with this guy?
Nice car. Not so nice scratch. Wouldn't it be nice if removing ugly scratches from your car was this easy? Now with new Finish Scratch Doctor, removing surface scratches is easy. In fact, independent laboratory tests have proven Scratch Doctor to be the best scratch remover available. Scratch Doctor with advanced microtechnology also removes paint scrapes, scuffs, haze, and swirl marks. So get Scratch Doctor.
#1 rated Scratch Doctor, available at O'Reilly Auto, Home Depot, Pep Boys, Target, AutoZone, Walmart, and other leading stores.
Many only see one side of trucking, a massive, loud machine. But let's show them an industry that works day and night. Let's show the dedication and the care. Let's show them the other side of the story.
Her salon was booked for weeks until her laptop crashed this morning. Having IT problems? Ask a business advisor how to get on-demand tech support for as little as $15 a month. This week, get Boise Case paper for only $29.99 at Office Depot, Office Max.
Men, after 40, you have a choice. Live with less drive and less muscle, or get Ageless Male, the best-selling free testosterone booster with over 4 million bottles sold. Ageless Male. Promote confidence, libido, and more free testosterone.
Design your dream kitchen with a serving of choice. With premium GE finishes at the Home Depot. Stainless steel, black stainless steel, slate, and black slate. Nice choice. Save over $1,500 on this GE Black Slate Suite. The Home Depot. More saving. More doing.
Before we can wave the green flag, we raise the red, white, and blue.
Before we can race, we soar. Before we can scream, we sing. Before we celebrate, we reflect. Before we can do what we do, we thank you for all that you do. NASCAR salutes our troops.
Some things should never change, like the crisp, cold refreshment of Busch. But some things should, like Frank's Camp Songs.
Belly buttons are funny. Are you an innie or an outie? What do you got?
Innie?
Tell me what you got.
Audi.
Tell me what you got.
Innie.
We've got 3 innies and only 1 outie. What are the chances?
Yeah, wow.
I've been making blades here at Gillette for 20 years. I'll bet I'm the first blade maker you've ever met. There's a lot of innovation that goes into making our thinnest, longest-lasting blades on the market. Precision machinery and high-quality materials from around the world. Nobody else even comes close. It's about delivering a more comfortable shave every time. Invented in Boston, made and sold around the world. Order now at GilletteOnDemand.com. Gillette, the best a man can get.
Welcome back to Race Day, everybody. You can feel the excitement in the air in Texas. The trucks are back in town, and the sparks will definitely fly tonight under the lights as some of the future stars and veterans of NASCAR do battle in Texas. Let's get to trackside for the ceremonies.
Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, we ask that you please rise and remove your hats as the Grapevine Southlake Police Department's Combined Honor Guard presents our nation's colors. Please remain standing as Brett Schisler with Texas Alliance Raceway Ministries offers tonight's invocation.
Would you please pray with me? Most loving and gracious God, we come to you tonight and we thank you. We thank you for this warm, beautiful evening and the chance to come together and to pray as free people. We think about the men and women all over the world that help to keep us free, Lord, and we thank you for each and every one of them. We come to you tonight and we ask for safety. We ask that you be with each and every one of the drivers, with all of the crews, with all of the safety workers, and with our world. Finally, Lord, we come to you tonight and we ask that you would help us to know and do your will and then give us the courage to do it. It is in the strong and beautiful name of your Son, Jesus Christ, we pray. Amen.
Here to perform our national anthem, please welcome from the Grapevine Police Department, Senior Officer William Lane.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
It is time for Truxxin, Texas. Jeff Hammond, does this one go to one of the veterans, or do we see a newcomer win?
I think the veterans keep it rolling here tonight in Texas.
It is going to be a wild show. We will see sparks fly under the lights in the great state of Texas. It's a beautiful night for racing. Couldn't be better conditions, and we will see who can prevail in the Lone Star State. Right now, for the race call, let's go to Vince Welch.
Thanks a lot, John. This is the track the trucks have come to most often. Big, bad, fast. It is Texas Motor Speedway for the NASCAR Camping World Truck Series. And for most of the drivers, it's a twice-annual visit to the Lone Star State, but for Austin Wayne Self, it is a trip home. The 22-year-old from Austin, Texas, matched a season-best qualifying effort and can't wait for tonight's showcase. The career is just beginning for 18-year-old Todd Gilliland. It's just his 10th start, but rookies have won at Texas before, and no one would be shocked if this can't-miss kid would add his name to that list. But he'll have to beat Stuart Friesen. It's not if he wins, it's when he'll win. Accomplished on the dirt, victory is no stranger to Friesen. Maybe his first truck win comes tonight. He starts from the pole. And no matter where he starts, Johnny Sauter is the man to beat. The 2016 champ has already won 3 times this season. Now he rolls into Texas, where he is a 4-time winner. Going to be fun. It's going to be fast. It is truck racing at Texas. And now with a couple of more storylines, Caitlin Vincey and Hermie Sadler. We're going to keep an eye on those stories, beginning with Hermie.
Good evening, Vince. Welcome to Texas. And one of the teams this year in the Camping World Truck Series that's really starting to elevate themselves into a contender is the 2-truck of Cody Coughlin and veteran crew chief Jerry Baxter. I talked to Cody and Jerry today. They really feel confident that they are a playoff caliber team. To do that, they have to go to victory lane. They know they come back to this racetrack in the playoffs, so they know what a big night this could be for them tonight. They qualified 14th, not exactly what they were looking for, but they feel confident in their truck, and their driver feels like he can make his way to the front. Caitlin?
Well, Hermie, another driver who feels confident in his truck is Brett Moffitt, qualified 7th earlier today. And talking with him, he believes that this team could contend for a championship in a couple of months. But he explained to me they are still actively looking for sponsors to join up with them so they know that they can race the remainder of the races in this 2018 season. Now, he did take a moment to reflect back on his win he got at Atlanta Motor Speedway a couple of months ago. A big moment for this team on another 1.5-mile racetrack. And he told me he believes that this 1.5-mile program is this team's strong suit, and a win tonight would pay big dividends for them. Vince?
Well, we're on the 1.5 miles for the 5th time in of 10 races this season. 10 races on the 1.5 miles, and you got to get it done on the 1.5 miles if you're going to be the champion, along with Phil Parsons and the 6-time Texas winner, Todd Bodine. I'm Vince Welch. And Phil, we're at the halfway point in the regular season, and this is the time of year where you've got to make yourself known. I mean, you got to make a move as you look ahead to the playoffs.
Yeah, you really do, especially when we run these races without the Cup guys here, these standalones. Remember, if we take a look at our playoff points, Vince, the easiest way to make the playoffs is win a race. We've had 3 guys do that, Johnny Sauter, Noah Grigson, and Brett Moffitt. We only qualified 8 for the playoffs last year. 2 guys that were outside the top 10 at this point in the season, Austin Cindric and John Hunter Nemechek, both won before we got to the playoffs to qualify themselves for the playoffs. So we look at our list here, also back in 17th, Todd Gilliland is 100 points behind, but he's full time now. It's not out of the question that he could either win a race or point his way in. So the urgency is certainly going to pick up here as we approach the halfway point.
Yeah, just because Gilliland's missed some races because of not being old enough, he can still make the playoffs. He is playoff eligible. Good point, Phil. Todd, how about the sense of urgency and the fact that we come back here later in the season in November to run in the playoffs? Does that add significance to this race tonight?
Well, there's 2 things that make Texas important tonight. Is one, it is a standalone race, so you are only racing the guys that you are going to be racing in the playoffs. So it's a great gauge of your team and how you perform. And if you can get it done against these guys tonight, you're head and shoulders above them. The second thing is, this racetrack is in the playoffs when we come back. So they need to get some good notes. They need to have a good run, figure out their truck, so when they get here in the playoffs, they have something to run on. So it's a very important race tonight.
It's a difficult track as well since the reconfiguration when they changed the banking in turns 1 and 2. It's really added a different element to this track. This is the 3rd time they will race on the new configuration. And it is fast. 5 of the 7 fastest races in series history have been held right here at Texas. Let's get that command to fire those engines.
Here to give the command to start engines for tonight's race, Collision Center Director for Sewell Collision Dallas, Sam Sexton.
Drivers,
Start your engines!
Latch those window nets. Get them lined up and ready to roll. Getting ready to go at Texas.
England, they once conquered the world.
It's kind of our thing.
But ever since, the empire has crumbled. But empires can be rebuilt.
I bet you've been wondering what Quest is all about. Quest is a place where real guys and girls are looking to meet someone new. And it just takes 3 simple steps. 1, call Quest. Yep, that number right there on your screen. 2, record a simple greeting. And 3, then you start meeting new people. It's easier to meet someone over the phone than on the internet because you can talk instantly and really get to know someone. Try something new tonight. Call Quest now.
Call 1-888-717-1717 now.
With so many mattresses out there, how do you know which one is really the best? Just look at how the Purple Smart Comfort Grid, made from a super comfy yet ultra supportive material called hyperelastic polymer, cradled those unfertilized chickies.
Purple's unique design cradles your pressure points and redistributes support to the rest of your body for maximum comfort and support. Want to sleep better? Sleep on Purple.
Bring any kid under 12 to any NASCAR Xfinity Series or NASCAR Camping World Truck Series race and they get in free. Visit NASCAR.com/KidsTix to learn more.
Gander Outdoors, your new outfitter for great outdoor gear at low prices. Discover thousands of products from top brands in boating and water sports, fishing and marine, camping, and active sports. Our expert service will pair you with regional and seasonal gear you need for your next outdoor adventure. Wherever your adventure takes you, enjoy great savings with our Good Sam member benefits. Explore the new GanderOutdoors.com and get the gear to fuel your outdoor passions.
I'm your phone. Stuck down here between your seat and your console? Playing a little hide and seek. Cold. Warmer. Warmer. Boiling. Jackpot. And if you've got cut rate car insurance, you could be picking up these charges yourself. So get Allstate, where agents help keep you protected from mayhem. Like me.
Mayhem is everywhere. Are you in good hands?
Texas Motor Speedway. It's one of the fastest tracks on the circuit. Oh, Briscoe gets loose. Heavy contact with the 99 of Peters, up and over.
Timothy Peters is on his roof. Finally come to a stop just past the start-finish line.
Everything's bigger in Texas. Texas. For the 41st time, the Truck Series visits Texas Motor Speedway. Race number 8 of the season. They're lining up, getting ready to go. Mile and a half. Take a look at our Camping World track description.
Texas Motor Speedway, very unique racetrack. Mile and a half is not unique, but turns 1 and 2, 20 degrees, 3 and 4, 24 degrees. But what makes this place different is it's totally different end to end. 1 and 2 gives these truck drivers fits every time through there. 3 and 4, you run wide open.
Let's take a look at our Shell Rotella race analysis. You can see this race is 167 laps, 250 miles, one of our longer races of the year. Our 3 stages are 40, 40, and 87. Our pit window is somewhere between 50 and 55 laps. This winner of this race last year was Christopher Bell in a photo finish.
Our starting lineup for tonight's race was Stuart Friesen on pole for the second time in his career. First time was at Eldora, so actually on the hard track, this is the first time around on that point spot for Friesen with Noah Gregson and Spencer Davis, a couple of KBM guys in row 2.
Great qualifying effort for Chris Eggleston back in row number 3.
Martinsville winner Brett Moffitt up there in row 4. Matt Crafton has won here a couple of times.
Ben Rhodes, always good at a mile and a half.
Joe Nemechek back in row number 8, a former winner here in the Xfinity Series.
Tyler Young, a home state boy.
32 trucks will line up to take the green flag here momentarily. Everybody with goals of a different sort. No matter where you start, there are accomplishments out there for you to snag. And who's going to get the checkered flag at the end of the night? And that's up for grabs as well as we take a look at our onboard looks.
With our forward onboard camera, Matt Crafton. We've known Matt to be Mr. Mile and a Half in the past. This year, he struggled a little bit. Maybe tonight, mile and a half here at Texas. He loves his track. Maybe he can get it turned around.
We're also going to ride along with Johnny Sauter, 3-time winner already this year in the ISM Connect Chevy. He will start from the 5th spot, and he's going to give us that great ride with that visor cam that we love so much. There it is, right there.
Final thoughts from our pit reporters, beginning with Hermie.
Trick Bruce is the crew chief for Stuart Friesen. Your driver is on the pole. Is he ready to win this race tonight?
Yeah, he came in this weekend really relaxed. Been away from the asphalt for a while, done real well in dirt since then. And he was just excited to see everybody. And I knew right then, everything was clicking. The truck unloaded really fast. Can't say enough once again about all the guys and how people are working together so well. That's what builds the speed right here, and we'll take it forward all night long.
Caitlin?
Hermie, Rudy Fugel has been the crew chief for 3 drivers who have all won here. What have you told your young driver, Noah Gregson, about being there at the end for this race?
Yeah, I mean, it starts with having a fast Tundra, and we've always done a really good job of that. And the drivers, all 3 of them, now 4 of them, have done a good job studying and fitting into our team and learning what it takes to win at Texas. So it's a lot of fun to win here. Get cowboy hat at the end. Victory lane's pretty fun. So this is a good long race, and it's the next thing, like the next step where you have to make 3 pit stops, and it should be a fun race to go win.
It's going to be fun to watch. Thank you. Good luck to you. Vince.
Well, Rudy, no question, knows how to get his guys around there to get a victory, believe me. And how about some of these drivers that have won? Johnny Sauter. Johnny Sauter's won here 4 times. Matt Crafton's won here twice. They're the 2 former winners that are in the field. But how about that guy at the top of the list?
How about that?
6 times.
Sauter's going to catch me before he's done racing. I guarantee you.
You must have a closet full of cowboy hats then.
I gave them all away.
Well, and your crew chief that you worked with on, 5 of those wins, Mike Hillman Jr., he's crew chief in tonight.
51 for Spencer Davis. A great qualifying run. I spoke to Junior this morning. He thinks they got a really good truck for the race.
Stuart Friesen, the pole winner on the inside. Todd Gilliland on the outside. And we are green and racing in Texas. Friesen wasting no time getting to the point from that pole position, and that's Noah Gregson right behind him in second.
A lot of guys in the garage said that Noah Gregson had the best truck in a long run. He's right there behind Friesen now.
Gilliland slipped into 3rd from that outside starting position, and then there's a big gap. Back to Sauter and Davis, Justin Haley in that mix as well.
It's great to see those trucks on the outside holding their own.
Spencer Davis.
Friesen had a big wiggle, but still saves it out front. Dropped back several positions. Gregson leading Davis. Watch Stuart Friesen way up out of the groove, and Friesen and Gilliland easily get by.
Looked like he went down in there and just pushed up the racetrack. I didn't see him get loose. It's unusual.
Maybe got on the splitter with a low air pressure in the tires.
Yep, there you go.
Boy, he's still falling back. There's Spencer Davis in that 51. pulling up alongside of Friesen.
Remember, very little practice for these guys. They only had one 55-minute practice. The second practice was rained out.
Something else to consider, Phil, is track is cooler, the speeds have picked up, so he might have had more travel, like you're saying, and gotten on a splitter. So we'll have to see when the air pressures build up. That looked a lot better that time through there.
And that one practice they had, it was 90-some degrees. The racetrack's cooling off now as we get towards nighttime.
Yeah, the ambient temperature's still up around 90, but with the sun setting here in about 20 minutes or so, the track temperature cooling down. You see it's more in the shade almost all the way around.
Some of the crew chiefs told me the track temperature was upwards, about 130 degrees. It looks like Grant Enfinger did he get into the outside wall?
Just barely.
I think these guys have their hands full right now.
Dicey early here for these drivers, and you guys talk about the tire temperatures not coming up and getting on that splitter, and when it gets on the splitter, what's that do to the truck?
Well, it doesn't let the front tires grip the racetrack, and it just takes off and pushes up, goes straight.
Dalton Sargent squeezing his way past Austin Hill.
3 wide, these guys are racing hard early.
Remember, Dalton Sargent had an issue qualifying, got into the outside wall qualifying, so he started way back, and he's making his move up towards the front.
You know, let's not forget also, we've had a whole IndyCar practice between their qualifying and this race, so the rubber on the track and things are different. It's cooling down. They don't really know what they've got yet.
A couple of trucks off the pace down below the apron while Noah Gragson and Todd Gilliland march forward. Teammates at Kyle Busch Motorsports. How about our pole winner, Stuart Friesen? Hermie, what happened?
Vince got down on the splitter down in turns 1 and 2 on the first lap. He settled back down. He actually has only said a couple words on the radio. He settled back in now. Caution, caution's out, caution's out.
Turn 4. It's the 45 of Fontaine. Big hit on the right side. Going to end his night.
Justin looking for another good finish tonight. Had a top 10 at Daytona, first race of the year. Top, you see top of your screen. They're already into the outside wall. He was running back in the 23rd spot.
Yeah, a couple of top 10s for Fontaine this season. Phil, you mentioned Daytona, also 9th at Vegas, but I got to believe that's going to put it in. Look at that front, right front. There is significant damage. Early caution at Texas. Noah Gragson out front.
His swing's built for power, built for speed. He's only got one gear, and there's nothing that'll stand in his way.
The shot of his life. This is as good as it gets.
Dustin's ready. The U.S. Open on Fox and FS1. History awaits.
You know that expensive watch you always wanted? It only cost a fraction of the price to make.
We thought that was crazy, so we made our own watch company.
We created unique watch designs, launched online at fair prices, developed new styles, shipped to over 160 countries around the world, and created a community. Now, you don't have to overpay for a nice watch.
Instead, join the movement.
Shop now at mvmt.com.
When you rent a car on Turo, you're renting from a real person. No shuttle rides, no waiting in line, and no wandering a car lot. This is your rental counter. And this is you, already on the road. With Turo, this is compact, standard, and full size. This is better than your typical car rental. This is Turo. Download the app today.
They say in New York, a circled game with a crosstown rival awaits. Saturday at 7 Eastern, 4 Pacific on Fox. Check local listings.
We know that sometimes an earthworm is a man's best friend. We know the great outdoors. We love the great outdoors. Get started fishing during the Gone Fishing event at Bass Pro Shops in Cabela's with free kids fishing in our catch and release pond and $5 off a rod and reel combo with video game trade-in. Plus great deals on great gifts for dad. Bass Pro Shops in Cabela's. Your adventure starts here.
When it's your job to protect the world's greatest nation, it's your responsibility to solve the world's greatest challenges. This is why we search for the best and brightest, why we train for every eventuality, on land and water, in the air, space, and even cyberspace. We operate in a complex world with one simple mission: win.
Hey, coming up Sunday on Fox, Martin Truex Jr. rides that wave of momentum from the win at Pocono. Turns his sights towards Michigan. Looking for back-to-back wins. The Monster Energy Cup Series from Michigan, Sunday, 1:30 Eastern on Fox. Or you can always stream it live on Fox Sports Go.
How about Kyle Larson? He's won about 14 times in Michigan, it seems like.
But from the front row on Sunday, it'll be Kurt Busch and Brad Keselowski after qualifying up front earlier today. Kurt Busch with the pole. Congratulations to Kurt, crew chief Billy Scott, and the Stewart-Haas gang.
Home game for Brad Keselowski.
Yep. Be big for the Michigander to get a win. Well, under caution, a few trucks came to pit road, including the 16 of Brett Moffitt. Caitlin?
Yeah, Vince, he pitted from that 9th position, came across the radio just saying he's wrecking loose on entry, tight on exit, so they elected to make a wedge adjustment in the left rear. No tires and just fuel for the 16. Hermie.
Well, Caitlin, the 52 of Stuart Friesen, we saw him slide up the racetrack in turns 1 and 2. Didn't say a whole lot until the caution came out. He really feels like he just overdrove that corner, got down on the splitter, but once he settled back in, his lap times were pretty good, so they're just cautioning him about doing that. His spotter tonight is Eric Holmes. Never spotted for Stuart Friesen, but a great race car driver in his own right, a 3-time K&N Pro Series West champion, so a lot of experience up in the spotter stand as well. And much like the 16 of Brett Moffitt, the 25 of Dalton Sargent, he started back outside the top 25 because he hit the wall. You can see the right rear. He scrubbed the wall in qualifying, so he was loose. They came in, topped off, came back in, as you see, and topped off again. So didn't give up much track position, but has a full tank of fuel.
Hermie brings up an interesting point regarding Friesen's spotter. A lot of the teams using spotters that they're not as familiar with or that they don't use on a regular basis because all the Cup and Xfinity teams are at Michigan. So these truck teams using different spotters, different pit crews, those could play roles tonight.
Yeah, without a doubt. And I was talking to some of the guys. Rudy Fugel, for one, he has his regular pit crew here. Brandon McReynolds, longtime friend of Noah Gragson, is spotting for them. He's not the regular spotter, but he has spotted for them before.
Well, when you have a different spotter, it can be bad because the communication's not there. You know what driver might be used to hearing is something different than the spotters used to saying. So it can get you in trouble.
I'll get ready for this restart here with Noah Gragson and Todd Gilliland on the front row. Gragson chooses the inside. Gilliland will be on the outside with Johnny Sauter and Stuart Friesen in row 2. Pace truck is off, and you see 30 to go. It'll be 29 to go when they take the green flag here in stage 1. Friesen took a look on the outside, gets back in line behind the 4 of Gilliland.
Matt Crafton able to get down in front of Spencer Davis Matson, the yellow number 88 truck.
The restarts create mayhem, but provide opportunity to gain some positions as Crafton gets down underneath and past Sauter. It's Ben Rhodes.
Oh, trouble.
And one up into the wall. It's the 83 of Bailey Curry.
Does a nice job getting that truck down off the racetrack with a bunch of trucks coming at him.
Curry was in the 18th spot and some pretty significant rear end damage. Curry, the 21-year-old from Driftwood, Texas, so a home game for Curry as well. Family and friends here watching. It's always a shame when you're running at your home track. You really want to do well in front of the hometown fans.
Just got a little bit loose. He was on the outside of the 17 of Bola Mastis and just got away from him.
We're fortunate too, because that one could have collected some others. But as you said, Phil, Curry did a nice job getting it back down the track after making that wall contact, and everyone else was able to avoid being collected.
Got a little bit loose and then caught it, and then the thing really snapped.
You know, he got up in the gray. That second, when you said he caught it, he was a little high up in that gray, and you know, there's no rubber up there right now, and he just couldn't hang on to it.
So under caution for the second time tonight. We'll go back to racing when we come back. Texas Motor Speedway, the Camping World Truck Series.
Oh, there's a mouse in here.
Fox Wednesday. Gordon Ramsay will try to save restaurants on the verge of disaster in 24 hours.
It's for bread, not a hamster wheel.
24 hours to hell and back. Premieres Wednesday after MasterChef on Fox.
Liberty Mutual stood with me when this guy got a flat tire in the middle of the night.
Hold on, Dad. Liberty did what?
Yeah, Liberty Mutual 24-hour roadside assistance helped him to fix his flat so he could get home safely.
My dad says our insurance doesn't have that. Don't worry, I know what a lug wrench is, Dad. Is this a lug wrench?
Maybe.
You can leave worry behind when Liberty stands with you. Liberty stands with you. Liberty Mutual Insurance.
Your journey to discover adventure starts at Camping World, America's #1 RV dealer. The savings are heating up on RVs from the nation's top brands. And with any RV purchase, enjoy a Good Sam Club Elite membership, your pass to exclusive discounts on outdoor gear, service, fuel, and more. Hit the road in a new 2018 Heartland Pioneer BH270 travel trip, now only $145 per month. Discover the best in RVs and more. Visit your local Camping World Supercenter or shop campingworld.com today.
Once there was an organism so small, no one thought much of it at all. But take a closer look and you'll see what the future of biofuels could be. ExxonMobil scientists think it's not small at all. Energy lives here.
It's time to celebrate the guy who taught you everything. Stock up on Father's Day gifts at Men's Warehouse. Designer suits are $2.99. Plus it's buy one, get one free on select items. Dad's gonna like the way he looks.
So Dave here is taking the family up to the lake for the weekend, but without the white knuckles this time. Because his new 2018 Ford F-150 has Bliss with trailer coverage. It's Brainiac smart. Not only does it watch your F-150's blind spots, it's got your trailer covered too. Just another reason why Ford F-Series is America's best-selling truck for 41 straight years. This is the new 2018 Ford F-150. It doesn't just raise the bar, pal. It is the bar.
Under caution at Texas Motor Speedway for the second time tonight. A couple of incidents, the most recent involving Bailey Curry. Just gotten 14 under our belt here in stage one.
Remember, we talked about it. You know, these guys essentially had no practice in these conditions. They had one practice in the heat of the day with a track temperature up above 125 degrees. A lot of times this racetrack, as it cools off, will get a little bit freer, Todd.
It does, and you know, the Firestone rubber that the IndyCars laid down totally changes this track and the way these trucks, it usually gains grip with them, but at the same time, whatever end your truck is, whatever you are, if you're a little loose, it'll get looser. If it's a little tight, it'll get tighter. And a lot of these guys felt like the track was going to go tight later in the evening, so they started their trucks freer. So right now, I think that's what we're seeing. Some of these guys hanging on because they started too free.
Well, and how about the new flat splitter that the Truck Series have gone to? Rudy Fugel, who's the crew chief for Noah Gragson, has talked about how that's really changed the balance of the truck. That's got to create some issues for these guys, too, especially in traffic.
Yeah, it's changed like anywhere from 2 to 4% shift in balance from the front to the rear of these trucks.
And 2 to 4% doesn't sound like a lot, but it is a lot.
Well, it's a lot for sure, but I'm not going to name teams, but I've been told that most of these guys have figured it out and they've gotten most of that aero back. So
I would say the bigger teams, the better teams that have been able to do that. Some of those maybe toward the back, not quite there yet.
Exactly.
Well, the pace truck will come off, and we'll have this restart with the teammates from Kyle Busch Motorsports out front. Noah Gragson on the inside in that 18 truck, and Todd Gilliland on the outside. Gilliland, by the way, got his high school diploma before the race.
Nice, yeah.
Graduating from high school, and Eddie Gossage, as he had done before with Eric Jones and Noah Gragson, presented the diploma to Todd Gilliland. So a little graduation, a little racing.
Yeah, Eddie's graduated a lot of our young drivers over the years.
Green and going with Gragson and Gilliland side by side up front.
the 51. Spencer Davis made it 3 wide, made a nice move as we ride along with Johnny Sauter. Johnny's truck has not been real good on the takeoffs on these restarts.
Listen close there. We heard him going into 3 with actually lifting a little bit. So I don't know what's going on with Johnny.
Stuart Friesen riding there in 3rd. If you missed the beginning of the race, Friesen was the pole winner. Started on the point. A couple of laps in, got a big wiggle out of the groove and dropped back to 4th. Has not recovered since, or at least not recovered to the front. He right now runs in 3rd, just ahead of Ben Rhodes.
Yeah, how about Ben Rhodes? Up to 4th position. That's up 7 spots from the start. He's always fast on these 1.5 miles. Eddie Truxxin does a great job of giving him a truck that's really stable. And when you got a stable truck, you can run up front.
Remember, he won them on the 1.5 miles at Las Vegas last year.
Well, I think Rhodes has had good speed. He just hasn't had much luck. I mean, he's had some wrong place at the wrong time, just some bad luck at various points throughout this season that's hurt his results. But he was 5th in this race last year. I don't think there's any question that when Ben Rhodes is on the 1.5 miles, you know he's going to be a guy you're going to have to deal with.
He's only had 1 race this season, Vince, that he didn't finish up in the top 12. He had that 18th place finish at Kansas.
Well, guys, talking with Ben Rhodes crew chief Eddie Truxxin, he said they made a lot of changes to that truck before qualifying, but they said they feel like this is one of their very best trucks in the fleet. And he was also telling me what a great leader that Ben Rhodes, the young 21-year-old, has evolved into for this team. He said he's seen a marked difference in him from last season. He's very motivated. He works so hard with his team, spends time at the wind tunnel. Also, he's at the shop every Monday when he can. So Ben Rhodes very invested in this team this season. Hermie.
Been a solid day for Spencer Davis in this number 51. He's got veteran crew chief Mike Hillman Jr. on the box. The issue for the 51, he's loose on entry, and then once the truck lands, he's too tight center exit. So a little bit of a balance issue, but to not have the perfect balance, he's still solidly inside the top 5. So watch out for that 51 tonight.
Well, and the teammates of the 51, the 18 and the 4, we saw that lead swap as Todd Gilliland got around Noah Gregson. So Gilliland out front and showing the way, and so impressive has Gilliland been in just a limited number of starts, just his 10th start in the Truck Series.
Guys, they're running some fast laps too. That last lap was a 29.62. That's within a half a second of our pole speed earlier today.
Friesen coming up now onto the bumper of the 18 of Gregson as Noah takes a look underneath. Todd Gilliland can't make the move.
Stuart Friesen was the fastest truck on the racetrack that last lap, and he was only 0.3 of a second off the pole speed.
Gilliland stretches it out a little bit now. Of course, Todd Gilliland, the son of former Cup Series driver David Gilliland, and David now an owner of a team in the Truck Series. In fact, has 2 trucks in this race. And Chris Eggleston in the 54 truck, who's running 14th, and Bo Lamastus driving the 17 truck, who runs 16th.
I think Noah's been struggling here with a little bit of a loose race truck. Todd got around him, and now Noah's kind of running a little faster than him. Got a little air off the nose, tightened the truck up a little bit better.
See, Corbin Forrester, that 7 truck was some sort of an issue that they just went around.
Noah had to go around him, cost him some time, and here comes Stewie right under him.
So Friesen moves into the 2nd spot.
I think that's what Stewart was waiting for. Just make a mistake. And
there was the issue, as Phil mentioned, about the 7 of Corbin Forrester trying to limp around to bring it to pit road. No problem at the front. Todd Gilliland continues to cruise.
Let's see if Stuart Friesen can run him down here.
Gilliland had led only 1 lap prior to tonight's race. Was out front for 1 circuit at Martinsville. But he looks pretty comfortable out there. And I'll tell you what, we have talked about Gilliland, awaited his turning 18 years old to become a full-time driver in the Truck Series, but I don't think there's anybody surprised that this young man is running up front. At every level on his way up the ladder, he has been successful. A lot of Kyle Busch Motorsports wins here at Texas. Todd Gilliland hoping he could add his name to the list later tonight.
Being a good father is important to me. So being diagnosed with advanced non-small cell lung cancer made me think of all the things that I wanted to teach my kids.
Another true story with Keytruda.
My doctor said I could start on Keytruda, so I did. With each scan, things just got better.
In a clinical study, Keytruda offered patients a longer life than chemotherapy, and it could be your first treatment. Keytruda is for adults with non-small cell lung cancer that has spread, who test positive for PD-L1, and whose tumors do not have an abnormal EGFR or ALK gene. It's the immunotherapy with the most FDA-approved uses for advanced lung cancer. Keytruda can cause your immune system to attack normal organs and tissues in your body and affect how they work, and may be serious and lead to death. See your doctor right away if you experience new or worsening cough, chest pain, shortness of breath, diarrhea, severe stomach pain or tenderness, nausea or vomiting, rapid heartbeat, increased hunger or thirst, constipation, dizziness or fainting, changes in urine, changes in eyesight, muscle pain or weakness, joint pain, rash, itching or flushing, as this may keep these problems from becoming more serious. These are not all the possible side effects of Keytruda. Tell your doctor about all your medical conditions, including immune system problems, or if you've had an organ transplant, or lung, breathing, or liver problems.
Before, I'd think of the stuff I might miss. But now with Keytruda, we have hope.
Living longer is possible. It's true. Keytruda from Merck. Ask your doctor about Keytruda.
Your journey to discover adventure starts at Camping World, America's #1 RV dealer. The savings are heating up on RVs from the nation's top brands. And with any RV purchase, enjoy a Good Sam Club Elite membership. Your pass to exclusive discounts on outdoor gear, service, fuel, and more. Hit the road in a new 2018 Heartland Pioneer BH270 travel trip. Now only $145 per month. Discover the best in RVs and more. Visit your local Camping World Supercenter or shop campingworld.com today.
Once there was an organism so small, no one thought much of it at all. But take a closer look and you'll see what the future of biofuels could be. ExxonMobil scientists think it's not small at all. Energy lives here.
It's just a burst pipe. I can fix it.
No.
With Claim Rate Guard, your rates won't go up just because of a claim.
I totally could have.
No.
Switching to Allstate is worth it.
Under caution for the third time here at Texas Motor Speedway. This time it's for the 16 of Brett Moffitt. We saw Moffitt come in earlier to pit road for some significant adjustments. Had that report that he was really in a bad way in regards to the handling of that truck. And here he's side by side with Austin Wayne Self, and this is what happens.
He got a little bit loose right on the bottom, and then he just needed some more room. And fortunately, he didn't take Austin Wayne Self with him.
Yeah, looked like he might have got onto the apron just a tiny bit, and that's what moved him up the racetrack. And once he got up there, he got sucked around.
Some teams taking advantage of coming to pit road under caution as we have 11 laps to go here in this first stage. Kate.
Taking a look here at the Ford truck of Todd Gillen. His first time here, pretty good showing. Just saying he's tight center. They're going to elect to just do right side tires only for the Ford truck. Also, the 18 of Noah Grayson listening in on his radio communication. Pretty happy so far. They are going to do Ford tires and fuel for Noah Grayson.
So you saw Gilliland just took right sides. Gregson goes with 4.
And I think these guys are positioning themselves where they actually will not have to stop at the end of stage 1. They should have enough fuel to get to the end of stage 2. And so they will get track position by virtue of all the trucks that did not stop now will stop at the end of stage 1.
So some teams playing a little bit of strategy. Looking at it from Johnny Sauter's perspective.
So you'll be here to help protect my car?
State Farm will be here.
Okay. What about here?
Yep. Nice. My screen didn't crack.
Thank goodness.
What about...
Obviously.
Here? I don't think so.
That makes sense.
What about here? Here too.
Awesome.
That wasn't my fault.
Go with the one that's here to help life go right. State Farm.
Army Reserve soldiers use their skills to make the Army even more capable and gain the tools to make themselves even more successful. Learn how at GoArmyReserve.com.
Check out the Gone Fishing event at Bass Pro Shops in Cabela's with free fishing at our Catch and Release pond this weekend. Plus, great gifts for Dad, like flag t-shirts for only $5 and an Igloo 120 quart cooler for under $50.
Nothing gets a family's full attention like my freshly prepared chicken. The delicious KFC $20 fill-up with 8 pieces of extra crispy chicken and sides will surely get your kids off their phones. And they may even look at you, their loving parent. KFC, it's finger-licking good.
With a legend like Tiger, anything can happen. The U.S. Open begins Thursday on FS1 and Fox.
You know that expensive watch you always wanted? It only cost a fraction of the price to make.
We thought that was crazy, so we made our own watch company.
We created unique watch designs, launched online at fair prices, developed new styles, shipped to over 160 countries around the world, and created a community. Now, you don't have to overpay for a nice watch.
Instead, join the movement.
Shop now at mvmt.com.
When you rent a car on Turo, you're renting from a real person. No shuttle rides, no waiting in line, and no wandering a car lot. This is your rental counter. And this is you, already on the road. With Turo, this is compact, standard, and full size. This is better than your typical car rental. This is Turo. Download the app today.
Getting ready for the restart here at Texas with Stuart Friesen and Ben Rhodes up front. Before we do that, we'll check in with Hermie.
Vince, the 51 of Spencer Davis, came down pit road with his Kyle Busch Motorsports teammates. He was loose on entry. He put 2 right side tires on the 51 and made an air pressure adjustment, hoping to get him strong before the end of this first segment.
Todd Gilliland, our leader prior to that caution, came to pit road as well. Right now, as they line up, the top 10 have yet to pit. Out front, as mentioned, Friesen and Rhodes, with Sauter and Crafton, the former winners in row 2. And there's Todd Gilliland, who pitted from the lead and will restart 11th alongside Jordan Anderson. Late in stage number 1. Friesen on the inside, Rhodes on the outside. The green back out at Texas.
What a nice job by Ben Rhodes to stay with Stuart Friesen on this restart.
And Crafton coming around the outside for third.
How about those KBM trucks going way around the outside?
4 wide. Look at that with Haley on the inside. 4 wide. Something's got to give. Look at Todd Gilliland through the middle in that 4 truck. Wow.
Todd Gilliland said, there's some stage points available I got to go get. Look at Ben Rhodes, has faded all the way back, almost outside the top 10. He is outside the top 10.
Wow. Way up top, somebody sliding through.
Looks like he saved it. Chris Eggleston, the 54 truck, was up there.
Stuart Friesen out front. There's Eggleston in that 54. He was in a full side slide. Somehow gathered it up.
How about Myatt Snyder running up in the 3rd spot? We haven't talked a whole lot about Myatt. He's right there on the tailgate of the 88 of Crafton.
5 to go here in stage 1. Out the back end of Matt Crafton's Ford, looking at the teammate Myatt Snyder.
See Myatt trying to block Johnny Sauter. Johnny Sauter's in the 4th spot. Stage points are so important for these guys, especially the ones that don't have wins.
And Snyder right now on the outside looking in as far as a playoff spot is concerned, so he's got to take advantage of every opportunity he can.
Ben Rhodes wrong with Ben Rhodes.
He's got an issue with the motor right here. Something's wrong.
You mentioned it earlier, Ben, some of the bad luck he's had. Looks like it's bit him again.
Yeah, Rhodes off the pace and bringing it to pit road in that 41. Final laps here of stage 1. Well, that's going to be a big blow to Rhodes. Was 4th in the playoff standings can ill afford too many bad races, as tight as the standings are here in the Camping World Truck Series. And watch, you'll see the 41 of Rhodes up ahead on the outside, and there's the issue. He's got a problem trying to get up and out of the way. I think he wanted to get down below and out of the way, and there was too much traffic there. There's your leader, Stuart Friesen. He won the pole and led one lap and then got up out of the groove and slipped back to fourth, but after the pit stops, he has shuffled his way back to the lead. Pits are closed, a couple to go here in stage one.
I know we've had 13 caution laps, as you mentioned, Vince. We've had 3 cautions, but these guys are running as fast right now as they have the entire race. The tires are not falling off any.
That's what I heard. The crew chiefs all said that these tires just keep going. They don't slow down, and that's exactly what we're seeing.
Great ride and view from Johnny Sauter. Final lap of stage one.
Mike Snyder doing a great job holding his line, keeping Johnny back there. Nobody likes to see that 21 in the mirror, that's for sure.
There's Ben Rhodes and the team addressing issues on the right-hand side of the screen. And Stuart Friesen bringing it around for his second stage win of the season. The 52 of Stuart Friesen. Stage one winner at Texas. Crafton and Snyder from Thorsport, second and third. And a couple of GMS machines and Sauter and Coughlin rounding out the top 5. Hat shake to Stuart Friesen. Wins stage one at Texas.
People are taking steps to fight type 2 diabetes with fitness, food, and Farxiga, the pill that starts with F. Farxiga, along with diet and exercise, helps lower A1C in adults with type 2 diabetes. It's 1 pill a day, and although it's not a weight loss drug, it may help you lose weight.
Do not take if allergic to Farxiga. If you experience symptoms of a serious allergic reaction such as rash, swelling, difficulty breathing, or swallowing, stop taking and seek medical help right away. Do not take Farxiga if you have severe kidney problems, are on dialysis, or have bladder cancer. Tell your doctor right away if you have blood or red color in your urine, or pain while you urinate. Farxiga can cause serious side effects, including dehydration, genital yeast infections in women and men, serious urinary tract infections, low blood sugar, and kidney problems. Stop taking Farxiga and call your doctor right away if you have signs of ketoacidosis, which is serious and may lead to death.
Fighting type 2 diabetes? Ask your doctor about the pill that starts with F and visit Farxiga.com. If you can't afford your medication, AstraZeneca may be able to help.
This is a jungle gym and a baseball diamond, a mythical castle, and a grand banquet hall. This is not just a yard, it's where memories are made. The John Deere X350 Select Series with the exclusive one-touch mulch control system. Nothing runs like a Deere. Save $300 on the X350 Select Series tractors with the purchase of a mulch control kit.
Check out the Gone Fishing event at Bass Pro Shops in Cabela's with free fishing at our Catch and Release Pond this weekend. Plus, great gifts for Dad, like savings of over 40% on select New Balance trainers and these loop-old McKinsey binoculars for under $130.
Hi, I just wanted to tell you that Chevy won a J.D. Power Dependability Award for its midsize car, the Chevy Malibu. I forgot, Chevy also won a J.D. Power Dependability Award for its light-duty truck, the Chevy Silverado. Oh, and since the Chevy Equinox and Traverse also won, Chevy is the only brand to earn the J.D. Power Dependability Award across cars, trucks, and SUVs 3 years in a row. Third time's a charm.
He's got legs of lumber and arms of steel. He eats a bowl of hammers at every meal. He can hold your house in the palm of his hand. He's your old man, not old man. Big Jim got you covered. Great Big Jim, there ain't no other.
So, this is covered, right?
Yes, ma'am. Take care of it for you right now. Giddy up! Hi, this is Jamie. We need some help.
Many only see one side of trucking, a massive, loud machine. But let's show them an industry that works day and night. Let's show the dedication and the care. Let's show them the other side of the story.
Stuart Friesen won the pole, and he has won stage 1. And a pretty strong night for the 52 so far. They got to be pleased, don't they, Hermie?
They do, Vince, and they've told him do not slide the tires on pit entry and get closer to the wall. So it's going to be 2 right side tires only for the 52. He is tight in turns 1 and 2. Caitlin.
Well, for Matt Crafton, a 2-time winner here at Texas, he's saying just 2 free on entry, no adjustments for them, 4 tires and fuel. Myatt Snyder at the bottom of your screen telling the team just tight center, and his crew chief Richard Lush is saying really good stage there. You can see a chassis adjustment. They're going to do 4 tires, give him a water bottle, and a tear-off for the 13.
Well, it looked like Noah Gragson may have beaten Stuart Friesen off pit road. It was close.
So important the work that these teams do over the wall. And remember, again, with the Cup and Xfinity teams in Michigan, a lot of these truck teams working with different pit crews this week. Different spotters as well, as we talked about earlier. 51 of Spencer Davis. 24 of Justin Haley. Phil talked about that race off pit road, and it was indeed a close one.
Almost too close to call, wasn't it?
Looks like Noah had him by 6 inches. I'm making the call.
We'll restart them at Texas when we come back.
No, pick up.
The 2018 Camry. Toyota. Let's go places.
Who wants a donut? It used to be everyone had to be in the office. We lacked the technology to be flexible and productive. Then CDW orchestrated a collaboration solution for us using the Lenovo X1 Carbon, powered by Intel Core processor technology. Now we can access our network and work together from anywhere. Hey, everybody. Coming back for the team building?
Mobility by Lenovo.
No?
IT orchestration by CDW.
Kevin here says Mobile One annual protection is proven to protect for 20,000 miles.
It'll save you a lot of time. Dad, with all this extra time.
Sorry, buddy. Kevin and I have a tea time at 11.
20,000 miles guaranteed. Mobile One annual protection.
You totaled your brand new car. Nobody's hurt, but there will still be pain. It comes when your insurance company says they'll only pay 3/4 of what it takes to replace it. What are you supposed to do? Drive 3/4 of a car? Now, if you had Liberty Mutual new car replacement, you'd get your whole car back. I guess they don't want you driving around on 3 wheels. Smart.
With Liberty Mutual new car replacement, we'll replace the full value of your car. Liberty stands with you. Liberty Mutual Insurance.
Enjoy life on the water this summer with Overton's, America's fishing, marine, and water sports superstore. Shop over 50,000 products from the best, most recognizable brands in water sports, fishing and marine, and boating accessories. Take fun to new heights with our wide selection of new water sports gear, including trampolines, bouncers, water mats, and towables. Launching life on the water since 1976, Overton's has everything for your family at great prices. Enjoy life on the water with Overtons.com and get the gear for your next outdoor adventure.
It's time to celebrate the guy who taught you everything. Stock up on Father's Day gifts at Men's Warehouse. Designer suits are $2.99. Plus, it's buy one, get one free on select items. Dad's gonna like the way he looks.
Getting ready for the restart at Texas to get stage 2 underway. Problems for Ben Rhodes in that 41. Let's find out what's going on. Caitlin?
Vince, well, Ben was saying the motor keeps cutting on and off. Crew Chief Eddie Traconis with me now. Are you able to diagnose what's going on there with the motor?
Not really. I mean, they don't let us get a lot of information out of these motors. It's now the 3rd time it's happening. I'm losing a race because of it. You know, we had a winning truck, and it is really frustrating. I know they keep looking to try to find the issues out of these trucks, but they certainly can't, you know, and it's just frustrating. We're 3 laps down, and we had a winning truck today, so sucks.
Thank you, Vince.
Well, we talked about earlier, it seems Ben Rhodes has speed every week, and every week it seems like we're talking about some issue that they're having, and been snake bitten this season for sure.
You can tell Eddie Traconis has definitely about had enough of it too.
And as he mentioned, his driver Ben Rhodes now finds himself 3 laps down. Stage 2 with Spencer Davis in the 51 and Justin Haley in that white truck, the 24. Green and Racing.
The top 6 trucks all pitted back on lap number 30 and stayed out at the end of the stage.
Gilliland has driven in behind Davis for that 2nd spot, while Haley has slipped back off that restart to 5th. Gilliland led 9 laps earlier, came to pit road. That's how he gave up the lead, and right now he is on the prowl, looking to get it back. Matt Crafton in that yellow 88, trying to make his way up toward the front, just outside the top 10.
Caught a glimpse there of Austin Wayne Self on the 22. Nice job by him. Finished 6th at the end of that first stage, guys.
Crafton takes a peek underneath his teammate Myatt Snyder, can't make the move. Snyder now drifts up and Crafton comes up underneath him. So Matt Crafton takes that position from Snyder. That's for 10th.
There goes Austin Wayne Self, the 22 around the 02 of Austin Hill. And slots right in behind Myatt Snyder in the 13.
We mentioned earlier in the Open that Self is from the state of Texas, from Austin, Texas. Did you feel more need to perform when you were racing at your home track?
I think so. In my case, it was Michigan International Speedway, and I think for Todd, it was Watkins Glen.
Yep.
For the lead, Gilliland underneath his KBM teammate Spencer Davis. A couple of teenagers, and Gilliland's got it.
Fast truck for Todd Gilliland.
How about Grant Enfinger now? We saw him in the beginning of the race getting to the wall. Great recovery, up to 3rd, looking to go for 2nd.
Todd Gilliland, this is just his 10th career Truck Series start. Made 6 starts last year, had a couple of top 5s. As Enfinger gets inside of Davis side by side now for 2nd. And Enfinger's got it.
Don't look now. Here comes that 52 truck.
And Todd, you've been talking all day long about how you think Stuart Friesen, he's the guy to beat tonight.
I think he is. Trip Bruce has done a great job first getting them good trucks. GMS has done a great job putting these trucks together, but Stuart's confidence level is just through the roof right now. Every single time he comes to a 1.5 miles, he feels like he can win, and this is why. Look at how this kid is performing, and it's great to see. I mean, he's riding on a wave right now.
You predicted it on the race up on Wednesday that he was one of your 2 favorites, along with Johnny Sauter.
Grant Enfinger running 2nd. Hermie?
Yeah, Vince, they really think the truck is pretty good, a little loose on entry. He got out of the groove early on, lost a lot of track position, but when they came down pit road on lap 30, they put 4 tires on it and made a track bar adjustment. So he's making some ground up. We see the 52 going past the 51. The 51 only got 2 tires on his pit stop.
So Friesen takes over 3rd from Davis, as Hermie mentioned. So you've got Gilliland out front with Enfinger running 2nd, Friesen 3rd, and then Davis and Gregson rounding out the top 5.
Caught a glimpse of the 2 of Cody Kaufman coming back on the racetrack off of pit road. Cody now being shown a lap down. We'll have to see what kind of issue that he had.
That was another truck that they really were optimistic about at the beginning of the weekend, but didn't have a good qualifying effort. They were disappointed with that, but Jerry Baxter and Cody Kaufman brought some confidence in here to Texas, and it just hasn't been their kind of day.
This early after this caution flag pit stop, you got to think maybe a loose wheel or something like that. Either that or a flat tire.
You know, I talked to a few crew chiefs, and this is a new left side tire that Goodyear's brought to this race, and they all felt like it was really hard. It was going to last a long time. But everybody that we've seen take 2 tires has not been able to hold the speed, and they've backed up. So obviously those left side tires are a lot more important than what these crew chiefs felt. So I don't know that we're going to see any more two-tire stops. If I'm a crew chief, I'm thinking 4 the whole way.
The 18-year-old from Sherrills Ford, North Carolina, Todd Gilliland, out front. We're going to break, but you won't miss a thing. Going to keep on trucking.
Before we can wave the green flag, we raise the red, white, and blue. Before we can race, we soar. Before we can scream, we sing. Before we celebrate, we reflect. Before we can do what we do, we thank you for all that you do. NASCAR salutes our troops.
Toyota, let's go places.
As people who love the outdoors, we know what we stand for. We stand for fish, wildlife, and conserving the places they call home. We stand for the traditions we inherited and that we must pass on. We stand for great gear, fair prices, expert service, and memorable experiences. At Bass Pro Shops and Cabela's, we stand together for you.
Nothing gets a family's full attention like my freshly prepared chicken. The delicious KFC $20 fill-up with 8 pieces of extra crispy chicken and sides will surely get your kids off their phones. And they may even look at you, their loving parent. KFC, it's finger-licking good.
This summer, men become gods. The guy who has literally everything, all of a sudden, it becomes not enough. And Brazil, I see you, Neymar.
Welcome to the obligatory David Beckham cameo. There he is.
So wake up! The players become fans. Sign me up. This isn't just some sporting event. Something about that guy I don't like. This summer, the world becomes the FIFA World Cup on Fox.
All week we work. We clock in, roll up our sleeves, and get the job done. And when Friday comes, we all get to raise.
When they take the green, there will be 10 to go.
A little hell.
Todd Gilliland continues to stretch out the lead at Texas, and now up to 2.5-second advantage over Grant Enfinger. Getting into some lap traffic. Will slow him up a little bit, but that's about the only thing that has slowed down Gilliland tonight. He has looked very strong. Led a couple of times for 22 laps. Still have 18 to go here in stage 2. Stuart Friesen won the opening stage. Started on the pole and got up out of the groove on the second lap and fell back several positions, and then when pit stops happened, ended up recycling to the front and winning stage 1.
He's about 10-12 truck lengths right now behind that yellow and black number 98 right there of Grant Enfinger. He was right on his tailgate about a lap and a half ago, and he lost all that ground here, and now he's in the clutches of 51 of Spencer Davis.
Davis looking inside of Friesen. Not going to be able to make the move. Negotiating the lap traffic is key.
When these guys are going that fast, if you have any break in momentum, it'd take a lap, maybe a lap and a half to even recover from that.
Especially with these new NT1 engines, you got to keep them wound up. You lose your momentum, it's big. 4-time Texas winner Johnny Sauter running 6th. Caitlin?
Yeah, Vince, well, you guys were talking about the teams that elected to take 2 tires, and this 21 team was one of them. They took right sides only, made a chassis adjustment on that last pit stop. And Johnny Sauter just saying, whatever you did, it did not help. We are still loose on entry, tight on exit. Now, crew chief Joe Shear Jr. did tell me earlier today that they are experimenting a little bit this weekend for later in the season. Texas is one of the tracks we will visit in the playoffs, guys.
You're going to build that notebook, that's for sure, for November in the playoffs. And you see what Johnny Sauter has done this season. It's been a dominating year for him statistically with 3 wins. That's the most. He's got the most top 5s, the most laps led, the best average finish.
How about 20 consecutive top 10 finishes on the mile and a half for Johnny Sauter?
Worst finish this year, 19th at Martinsville, which he considers his best racetrack. That's a shame.
Well, remember his truck stalled coming off turn 2.
Yeah.
Lost power coming off turn 2. Matt Crafton right behind him with nowhere to go and ran into him.
And you know Sauter's not going to win them all. I mean, you know, he's not, but you don't ever count him out.
Don't tell him that. He thinks he's going to win them all.
We've got a long way to go here. A long way to go.
It's interesting what Caitlin said, though, is loose on entry. Normally, when you put right side tires on, that makes that condition worse. And I'm a little surprised that Joe Shear did that. Maybe he made that chassis adjustment, put some wedge in or something to try to help tighten it up with that 2-tire stop, but obviously it didn't work well.
That's Noah Gregson just ahead of Sauter.
Yeah, John's been able to hang right in here with Gregson.
And they are the 2 leaders in regards to the championship standings, the playoff standings. Sauter is number 1, Gregson is number 2. And Sauter is closing the gap.
Yeah, Johnny was the 2nd faster truck on the racetrack that last lap. I think his truck's getting a little bit better right now. He's chased down Gregson. I believe his truck is a little bit quicker than Gregson right now.
That would be for 5th. Passing the 7 of Corbin Forrester, still sparking.
Yeah, still having an issue with that 7. And maybe it looks like a spring collapsed or something like that.
Yep. You know, with Johnny, he's up behind the 18 here, and that takes air off the front of his truck, which will tighten it up, which will make it better, the condition he's having. So I'm sure that's part of the reason he's running a little better behind him.
Just ahead of Gregson is the 51 of Spencer Davis.
What a nice ride he's given that truck, Vince.
They're all chasing the 4 of Todd Gilliland. 10 to go in stage 2 at Texas.
People are taking steps to fight type 2 diabetes with fitness, food, and Farxiga, the pill that starts with F. Farxiga, along with diet and exercise, helps lower A1C in adults with type 2 diabetes. It's 1 pill a day, and although it's not a weight loss drug, it may help you lose weight.
Do not take if allergic to Farxiga. If you experience symptoms of a serious allergic reaction such as rash, swelling, difficulty breathing, or swallowing, stop taking and seek medical help right away. Do not take Farxiga if you have severe kidney problems, are on dialysis, or have bladder cancer. Tell your doctor right away if you have blood or red color in your urine, or pain while you urinate. Farxiga can cause serious side effects, including dehydration, genital yeast infections in women and men, serious urinary tract infections, low blood sugar, and kidney problems. Stop taking Farxiga and call your doctor right away if you have signs of ketoacidosis, which is serious and may lead to death.
Fighting type 2 diabetes? Ask your doctor about the pill that starts with F and visit Farxiga.com. If you can't afford your medication, AstraZeneca may be able to help.
Check out the Gone Fishing event at Bass Pro Shops in Cabela's with free fishing at our Catch and Release Pond this weekend. Plus, great gifts for Dad, like flag t-shirts for only $5 and an Igloo 120-quart cooler for under $50.
And we welcome back Gary, who's already won 3 cars, 2 motorcycles, a boat, and an RV. I would not want to pay that insurance bill.
Oh, I have Progressive, so I just bundled everything with my home insurance. I'm saving a ton of money.
We love you, Gary! You don't have to buzz in. It's not a question, Gary. On March 1st, 1810...
Frederick Chopin.
Collapsing in 226...
The Colossus of Rhodes.
Louise Dustman.
Brahms' Lullaby, or Friegenlied.
When will it end?
Not today, Ron.
Nothing gets a family's full attention like my freshly prepared chicken. The delicious KFC $20 fill-up with 8 pieces of extra crispy chicken and sides will surely get your kids off their phones. And they may even look at you, their loving parent. KFC, it's finger-licking good.
Oh, man, could this day get any better?
Dr. Pepper Cherry Up, a cherry treat.
Thank you, Tiny Wagon.
You're welcome.
That's right, I talk. Deal with it. Dr. Pepper Cherry, cherry on.
Many only see one side of trucking, a massive, loud machine. But let's show them an industry that works day and night. Let's show the dedication and the care. Let's show them the other side of the story.
Under caution for the 4th time tonight because of an incident here at Texas Motor Speedway. It's the 17 of Bo Lamastus. He got up out of the groove and into the wall hard.
I think he cut a right front tire. We were watching him during the commercial break, Vince, and he was actually right in front of our leader, Todd Gilliland. And he just went down in the corner. It looked like the truck never would turn. Let's see if we can take a look. There's the 4 of Gilliland. Watch the 17. Watch, he just goes right, tries to turn it, and it just goes right into the outside wall.
He slowed down enough entering the corner. I think he felt it when he was entering the corner.
Yeah, I do too. Oh, that's what happened.
That's what happened.
It's contact with the 6 of Norm Benning.
Yeah, cut that right front tire down. Bo was having a pretty good ride there.
Bo Lamastus, one of the owners of this team, along with David Gilliland. They also have Chris Eggleston in their other truck tonight, and Eggleston is doing a nice job. He's up inside the top 10. So disappointing finish for Lamastus. I know Lamastus and Eggleston, they came here and they tested this 54 and 17 teams. They had a good test here at Texas and were very optimistic about their race here tonight. Pits are open, but with just 5 to go in the stage, don't expect any of those front runners to come to pit road. You don't want to give up those stage points, do you?
I want the stage points. I think Todd Gilliland gave up the stage points in stage 1. And here he comes down pit road once again. I think he's maybe thinking more about the end of the race than he is this stage.
Boy, but the points are so important, don't you? I mean, I know if you win, you're going to get yourself in. Curious as to the thoughts on their strategy, and certainly Marcus Richmond knows what he's doing, and they're in front of Caitlin.
Yeah, Vince, the plan was always for this 4 team to pit. This is actually the same truck Kyle Busch won with at Kansas. Todd just saying it's a little bit tight. They're going to go ahead and do a 4-tire stop for the 4 fuel. Marcus Richmond just saying, don't slam the nose. And for the 18 truck of Noah Gregson, it's been a pretty good night for him as well. You can see a chassis adjustment happening as well. Fuel for Noah.
You know, I know this is about winning the race. We all want to win the race, but I just have a hard time giving up 20 stage points like they have. It's
because I think they were in a very good position. I mean, they pitted from the lead late in stage 1, so you think they would have at least had a real good shot of winning stage 1. And again, from out front in the late laps of stage 2. So, I mean, very easily you can conceive that he would have won these first 2 stages.
And only about 15 trucks on the lead lap. If we still had 25 trucks on the lead lap, then maybe you think about it a little bit differently. But I am a bit surprised. I'd be curious to hear what Marcus Richmond would have to say about their strategy.
Marcus has been around the sport a long time. He's obviously got something up his sleeves. You know, he knows he's got a fast truck, right? Well, let's set ourselves up to win this race. Let's not give up that point. That's what we're here for. And you know what? Hey, if we win the race, we're in the playoffs anyway. So that's got to be what he's thinking.
Phil asked for comments from Marcus Richmond. Caitlin's got him.
Vince, thank you. You guys were talking in the booth about the strategy call you made, pitting right here before the end of this stage. What was the reasoning there?
It's just all about track position. The Mobile 1 Tundra is really good tonight. Todd's doing an awesome job. So we just got to keep that track position, keep it leapfrog. We can't stay out and then everybody else pit and then we get stuck in the back. So just trying to keep this thing out front at the end so we can have us a win.
All right, thank you. Vince.
Well, so obviously Marcus thinking long-term, understandably so.
Yeah.
But there's going to be a little give and take there in regards to giving up the stage points and hoping that he is in position to capitalize at the end of the race for the race win.
You know, I'm not sure that I totally agree because, you know, anything can happen in this game. You know, we saw Ben Rhodes have an issue with the motor. I mean, anything can happen to take him out of that win. And if that does happen, well, then they've given up 20 points that could have got them further down the road to making the playoffs by points. And you know, they've got like 100 points to make up. So that's a tough call to make.
I don't think you can run this race. Well, what if something happens when you need those 20 points? So I don't necessarily agree with that, Todd. But I don't totally disagree that I think he could have won that first stage and then still been in the same position here where we could have stopped right now and got that track position back.
Because they definitely have to pit again in stage 3.
Yes.
You cannot run the entire 80 laps of the final stage. I mean, you're going to have to come and get fuel and tires, we would imagine, with that stop.
Obviously, like the rest of us, Marcus Richmond has a lot of confidence in his young driver and what he can do behind the wheel, and he's going to try to do all he can to put him in a position to win the race. So we can't fault Marcus for that.
Going to be a shootout here to the end of stage 2 with Grant Enfinger and Stuart Friesen up front as we prepare for this restart. Coming down the backstretch, Friesen will restart on the outside. He was your stage 1 winner.
We're going to have a one-lap shootout to see who wins this stage.
And the restarts always create such craziness anyway, and now everybody's going to have 1.5 miles to get a position and score some stage points.
Not
it's
even
be
a
fun.
green-white checker.
Yep.
One lap.
See Johnny Sauter right there, ISM Connect Chevy, right behind Gilliland.
Hey, Austin Hill's done a nice job tonight. He's up there in that 4th spot, and Tyler Young in the 5th spot as they've taken advantage of some of these pit stops and the cycles that have gone on, and they find themselves up inside the top 5. Well done. Pace truck is off the green. There will be 1 to go in stage 2. Enfinger jumps out in front of Friesen.
Friesen has a gap if he wants it. See Haley trying to block Austin Hill.
Haley into that 3rd spot.
Is that Gilliland going up through the middle? It is. You see the black truck now. He's on the outside with his teammate, the 18 of Gregson, underneath.
Gilliland on the move, but he's got to get there in a hurry. Coming to the green and white checkers. And it's Grant Enfinger with his first stage win. Taking stage 2 here in Texas. Stuart Friesen 2nd, Justin Haley 3rd, Hill and Gilliland top 5. So Gilliland raced his way back up into a decent stage point position. It's Grant Enfinger. Got a couple of top 5s this season. Oh, how he'd love to break through and put it in victory lane tonight.
Being a good father is important to me. So being diagnosed with advanced non-small cell lung cancer made me think of all the things that I wanted to teach my kids.
Another true story with Keytruda.
My doctor said I could start on Keytruda, so I did. With each scan, things just got better.
In a clinical study, Keytruda offered patients a longer life than chemotherapy, and it could be your first treatment. Keytruda is for adults with non-small cell lung cancer that has spread, who test positive for PD-L1, and whose tumors do not have an abnormal EGFR or ALK gene. It's the immunotherapy with the most FDA-approved uses for advanced lung cancer. Keytruda can cause your immune system to attack normal organs and tissues in your body and affect how they work, and may be serious and lead to death. See your doctor right away if you experience new or worsening cough, chest pain, shortness of breath, diarrhea, severe stomach pain or tenderness, nausea or vomiting, rapid heartbeat, increased hunger or thirst, constipation, dizziness or fainting, changes in urine, changes in eyesight, muscle pain or weakness, joint pain, rash, itching or flushing, as this may keep these problems from becoming more serious. These are not all the possible side effects of Keytruda. Tell your doctor about all your medical conditions, including immune system problems, or if you've had an organ transplant, or lung, breathing, or liver problems.
Before, I'd think of the stuff I might miss. But now with Keytruda, we have hope.
Living longer is possible. It's true. Keytruda from Merck. Ask your doctor about Keytruda.
Mom, Dad, hi. I had a very minor fender bender tonight in an unreasonably narrow fast food drive-thru lane. But what a powerful life lesson. And don't worry, I have everything handled. I already spoke to our Allstate agent, and I know that we have accident forgiveness. which is so smart on your guys' part. Like the fact that they'll just forgive you.
4 weeks without the car.
Okay, yep, good night.
With accident forgiveness, your rates won't go up just because of an accident. Switching to Allstate is worth it.
Your journey to discover adventure starts at Camping World, America's #1 RV dealer. The savings are heating up on RVs from the nation's top brands. And with any RV purchase, enjoy a Good Sam Club Elite membership. Your pass to exclusive discounts on outdoor gear, service, fuel, and more. Hit the road in a new 2018 Heartland Pioneer BH270 travel trip. Now only $145 per month. Discover the best in RVs and more. Visit your local Camping World Supercenter or shop campingworld.com today.
Back at Texas Motor Speedway, stage 2 complete. Grant Infinger in that yellow truck out front was your stage 2 winner. The big number we're looking at is Todd Gilliland in that 4 truck with the 8 total points tonight, and he pitted from the front late in both the stages 1 and 2. Hermes down there for the pit stops.
The 52 got 2 tires last time. This time it will be 4 tires for Friesen. He is tight out front, but loose in dirty air. They're going to make an air pressure adjustment. The 98 will also get 4 tires. He got a stage. He's a little bit loose. It's a chassis adjustment. The 24 of Justin Haley really likes the overall balance, but he's a little bit snug in turns 1 and 2. 4 tires and an air pressure adjustment for the 24.
So with these guys taking 4 tires, we know they've got to pit yet at some point in stage 3. They can't go from here to the finish. With the way these tires aren't really giving up, do you come in on that final stop? Should we presume that we'll see a lot of 2-tire stops in that last pit stop?
Yeah, I think without a doubt we're going to see. And now most of these guys have the info on what their truck did with 2 tires versus 4 tires. So I think there's a good possibility. We saw this race won last year by Christopher Bell with 2 tires.
Alan Bell drove the 4 truck to victory here last year, and well, the 4's out front again. Todd Gilliland will lead the way when we restart from Texas.
Can you feel it? You're connected to the FIFA World Cup. It's in your DNA. You may not have visited the country, but we're all connected to a World Cup nation. So this summer, root for your roots. Watch the FIFA World Cup on Fox, and let Fox broadcast sponsor 23andMe help you find your team.
I can do more to lower my A1C.
And I can do it with what's already within me.
Because my body can still make its own insulin. And once-weekly Trulicity activates my body to release it. Trulicity is not insulin. It comes in a once-weekly, truly easy-to-use pen. It works 24/7.
Trulicity is an injection to improve blood sugar in adults with type 2 diabetes when used with diet and exercise. Don't use it as the first medicine to treat diabetes or if you have type 1 diabetes or diabetic ketoacidosis. Don't take Trulicity if you or your family have medullary thyroid cancer, you're allergic to Trulicity, or have multiple endocrine neoplasia syndrome type 2. Stop Trulicity and call your doctor right away if you have symptoms of a serious allergic reaction, a lump or swelling in your neck, or severe stomach pain. Serious side effects may include pancreatitis. Taking Trulicity with a sulfonylurea or insulin increases your low blood sugar risk. Common side effects include nausea, diarrhea, vomiting, abdominal pain, and decreased appetite. These can lead to dehydration, which may worsen kidney problems.
I choose once-weekly Trulicity to activate my within.
If you need help lowering your A1C, ask your doctor about once-weekly Trulicity.
When it's your job to protect the world's greatest nation, it's your responsibility to solve the world's greatest challenges. This is why we search for the best and brightest, why we train for every eventuality, on land and water, in the air, space, and even cyberspace. We operate in a complex world with one simple mission: win.
Check out the Gone Fishing event at Bass Pro Shops in Cabela's with free fishing at our Catch and Release pond this weekend. Plus, great gifts for Dad, like savings of over 40% on select New Balance trainers and these Leupold McKenzie binoculars for under $130.
Hey, you've probably heard Tiger Woods is back, and he's ready to take on the other greats of the golfing world at the 118th U.S. Open. Live coverage begins Thursday from Shinnecock Hills on Fox FS1 and always streaming live on Fox Sports Go. Seeing Tiger march out there in that red shirt's kind of like seeing Johnny Sauter in your rearview mirror. And it's like, oh, here he comes. Getting ready for the beginning of the third and final stage here at Texas Motor Speedway. It has been an interesting night in regards to some of the decisions and some of the strategies, but it has been a fun one, that's for sure, and it's always fun on these restarts. We start to see 3 and 4 wide at times. Todd Gilliland will restart out front alongside Noah Gragson. And remember, Gilliland just turned 18 years old on May 15th, so he missed some races, 4 races earlier this season, but he has already received the waiver. He is championship eligible. Final stage underway, Green at Texas.
And he's driving tonight like a championship contender.
As you mentioned, Vince, there will be another pit stop for all these teams.
Sauter and Crafton side by side right behind the leaders. The only 2 drivers in this field that have won here at Texas.
So Spencer Davis at 51. Take a look underneath Johnny Sauter. Johnny pulled down the block.
Yeah, Davis took a look and Johnny said, no, I'm gonna hold that position.
And I'm gonna go ahead and pass Matt Crafton and take over the 3rd spot.
Davis is gonna try to go with Sauter though and get that 4th position from Crafton. Look, Matt Crafton and Junior Joyner have talked this week about they just haven't really been able to find the comfort level for Matt as a driver that they've needed to make those cars as fast, or those trucks as fast as they've needed to be. Now Dalton Sargent on the outside trying to make a move on Crafton. Crafton fights him off.
Johnny Sauter has taken over the 2nd spot. He was able to get around Noah Gragson. What a battle we have back here behind the 25 of Dalton Sargent. Herman, that Dalton Sargent is looking good.
Yeah, these guys started 28th field. They scrubbed the wall in qualifying. The 22 up the racetrack as well, but the 25 of Sargent, he's made up some ground, but his truck is tight. I just spoke to the crew chief, Doug Randolph. Their last time on pit road was lap 76. 4 tires, they raised the track bar, and they pulled a spring rubber out of the left rear, trying to free up the 25.
Yeah, taking a pretty big swing at it. We'll see what kind of impact that has on the handling of that 25 machine of Sargent, the rookie.
We saw the 22 of Austin Wayne Self get out of shape over there. He has come to pit road. There he is. What a great run he was having tonight. He was running up well up inside the top 10. Must have had a tire going down.
Well, again, we talked about the fact that he's from Texas. You see having some issues. They got to get that jack up to get that right rear tire on and secured tightly. So bad break for Austin Wayne Self to have to come in under green. There's Self in that red and white. Looks like he and Infinger got together.
And more than likely that probably cut down that left rear tire on the 22 of Austin Wayne Self. That's the shot we saw of him getting out of shape there. Grant as well. Look at all the spots that Grant's losing now.
Yeah, Infinger all the way back into the 14th position.
Remember, he was our stage 2 winner.
Yeah, Grant was in a bad position there. He had a truck outside him, and his teammate come right up on his bumper, and he just got loose.
Johnny Sauter starting to close in now on Todd Gilliland.
Johnny did have the fastest lap, that last lap on the racetrack, guys.
How many times have we seen this? Joey Shear tuning that truck up, and they at the end of the race, they're right there for the win.
Another lap, once again, the fastest truck on the racetrack for Johnny Sauter.
You could see Sauter really gaining, and then he got right up closer to that 4 truck, and almost the way that air changed, you could almost see the way the 21 almost came to a slow halt from that charge that he was making. The difference in the air behind that 4.
Well, I don't know. He's gaining every single lap. Look at that. Wow, what a run he has.
Wow.
And to the inside of Gilliland, taking a look for the lead. Todd Gilliland fighting him off on the outside. Sauter on the inside.
I'm not sure he's going to be able to do anything with Johnny Sauter. Johnny just said it's time to go.
Sauter definitely with the fastest truck nosing ahead, but Gilliland not giving it up easy, coming right back. How about that? Todd Gilliland fighting him off.
Todd got down on his quarter panel. Johnny had his hands full.
You know, Todd Gilliland has talked about one of the things that he's got to learn about these mile and a half at Charlotte, the most recent race, the only other time he's raced on it, but learning the aero of these trucks and how the air around these trucks changes the handling of your own. And looked like he learned something there and put it to use.
Yeah, I think he definitely put Johnny in a compromising position, but Johnny is so good that he realized that his truck was going to get loose even before it got loose and backed out of it.
He's smart enough to say, I'm going to take myself out of this position, keep the truck underneath me, and I'm going to go back at him.
Still a lot of racing left. You see, it's just lap right 96 of 167. Early laps of third and final stage. There's Jordan Anderson having a good run just outside the top 10. Sponsored this week by the Mark Martin Podcast. I love that.
Yeah, what a job the Hall of Famer Mark Martin to say, hey, I really like what this kid stands for. I know where he's coming from. Let's jump on here and help him a little bit.
As I said earlier, I'm not sure what's cooler, Mark Martin having a podcast or the fact that he says, I'm going to give back to the sport and sponsor Jordan Anderson. I love it. Good job. Well done, Mark. Tip of the cap to you. And Jordan giving it a nice run tonight as well. There's Matt Crafton in that 88, the two-time winner here at Texas, chasing down Noah Gragson. That's for third position.
Noah hasn't really had the blazing speed that we normally see out of that 18 truck.
Gragson won the pole here last year for this race. It was his first career pole. Then his KBM teammate Christopher Bell ended up winning the race. And Gragson they're really looking for a little something extra. They've just been missing during portions of this first half of the season. Rudy Fugle and company spent a lot of time on the chassis dyno over the course of the past couple of weeks trying to get that truck tuned in and tuned up, ready for the stretch run.
After the one practice that they had, Phil, the people that I talked to all said that they thought this 18 truck was going to be really strong tonight.
Remember, he ran the table at Kansas, guys. Won both stages and the race.
Got some work to do yet tonight, though. Sits in that third spot, but still plenty of racing left. 67 to go. His crew chief, Rudy Fugle, has been the winning crew chief at least once here at Texas each of the last 3 years, with Eric Jones in the fall race in 2015, and then in this race with William Byron in 2016 and Christopher Bell in 2017. How about that 18 of Gragson, Caitlin?
Yeah, Vince, I had a chance to talk with crew chief Rudy Fugle about that success he's had in the past with those 3 different young drivers, and he told me, yeah, we certainly have a very good notebook at Kyle Busch Motorsports to lean on when we come to this place, but he was also very complimentary of his young driver and the raw talent he has seen out of him this year, also saying he just has all the confidence in the world. And I said, you know, Noah's a pretty eccentric, kind of out there personality. He said he's very calm, though, when it comes to the racing. So I asked Noah about that. He said, well, that's because Rudy Fugle intimidates me, guys.
I think Rudy's a good leader. And speaking of the lead, Johnny Sauter challenging the leader, Todd Gilliland. Sauter got up to this point a couple of laps ago, and then Gilliland did that. Just fought right back and closed the door.
And Johnny got loose once again.
So what is the air like in the change in the handle of the truck for Sauter when they get side by side like that?
Well, these trucks rely so much on the side force. That's the air that actually hits the side of the truck when it goes through the corner. And when you have another truck outside, you lose that side force, and that you rely on it. These trucks are set up basically by themselves racing around the track. When you lose that side force, then the truck is just too loose, and this is what happens. You try to make the pass, you get under them, and the guy gets down on you, you lose it. So it's, you know, Johnny's the veteran guy he is. He knows that that's going to happen, and he's prepared for it.
I think he got looser this time than he did the first time.
Absolutely. But his entry to the corner was a lot shallower too, so you can see he was actually loose before Todd ever got outside him, so that was also a chassis
issue right there.
Remember the first time that they were side by side, it took Johnny about 6 or 8 laps to recover to get back where he could take another run at him, and then he got loose again. Now it's going to take a few laps to get there.
Well, we're going to go to commercial, but don't worry. If Sauter makes another challenge, you're going to see it. Side by side, going to keep on trucking from Texas.
Green flag in the air, we're underway. This season.
Oh, what a great move right there.
40 drivers.
Here they come.
He's got it righted. Compete.
Oh, it's a risky move right here. Contact.
All wrecking behind them. And decide.
Unbelievable finish.
Who will rise to the top?
How about that?
Introducing the new 2018 Ford F-150 with best-in-class towing, best-in-class payload, and best-in-class torque. The F-150 lineup has the capability to get big things to big places big time. And things just got bigger. F-150 is now Motor Trend's 2018 Truck of the Year. This is the new 2018 Ford F-150. It doesn't just raise the bar, pal. It is the bar.
From bluegrass to bourbon, barbecue to basketball, Kentucky knows traditions. But not all traditions are about the slow aging of a fine bourbon or the rolling hills of the bluegrass. Some are about speed. From horses to horsepower, from the paddock to the pavement, racing is our bluegrass tradition. Join us for the Quaker State 400, July 14th. Your bluegrass tradition begins at KentuckySpeedway.com.
Nothing gets a family's full attention like my freshly prepared chicken. The delicious KFC $20 fill-up with 8 pieces of extra crispy chicken and sides will surely get your kids off their phones. And they may even look at you, their loving parent. KFC, it's finger-licking good.
Before we can wave the green flag, we raise the red, white, and blue. Before we can race, we soar. Before we can scream, we sing. Before we celebrate, we reflect. Before we can do what we do, we thank you for all that you do. NASCAR salutes our troops.
Back at Texas Motor Speedway under caution, and you saw it as we were side by side. The incident involving Jennifer Jo Cobb and Myatt Snyder. There's Snyder climbing out of the truck. Certainly got to be disappointed. He was running 10th at the time. Was trying to get around Dalton Sargent. And the contact occurred.
You know, some people would call this a racing incident. I don't believe that was so.
So you've got the 25 of Sargent and fellow rookie Myatt Snyder in the 13. Who's at fault there?
It looked to me like Myatt Snyder was going to try to block the 25 Dalton Sargent's advance and actually try to use Jennifer Jo Cobb as a pick. But they got together. Dalton wasn't. He said, I either, you know, he probably said, I got to slam on the brakes or whatever, and they made contact, and it turned Myatt right into Jennifer.
From that last shot, Phil, looking up the straightaway, I got to disagree with you. Myatt was coming down a little bit, but he wasn't totally in blocking mode. Before he ever got there, they were still in the middle of the straightaway. Dalton got into his quarter panel. Now, I might call that a racing incident. I don't know.
I'm gonna beg to disagree with you.
Okay,
well, you
that's
two are
normal.
gonna fight it out.
Look where Myatt is, though. He
But-
was against the outside wall when they exited turn 2, and he was
Correct.
a full lane down below.
Yes, he was. But at the same time, he had stopped. When he started getting sideways, Dalton Sargent's already in his quarter panel, turning him sideways.
Let's see if we can hear it.
No, he's blocking there. He is up against the wall. Now he
Look
comes
where he
down
is
the
now.
track.
Look where he is now.
Exactly. So, you know, you can go either way with it.
To me, when you block, then you're subject to something like that happening.
Yeah, but you know what? When you're Dalton Sargent, he's got a right front fender tore up now, too. He's got no chance to run good.
Well, while you two go over to the corner and fight it out.
Imagine me and Phil disagreeing
I'm
on
gonna
something.
set the stage.
That'd never happen.
You two are throwing your helmets at one another. We're gonna get ready for these pit stops. And here comes the leader, Todd Gilliland, leading them all down pit road. Caitlin's there.
Well, Vince, it's been a good night so far for Todd Gillen. You can see them coming in now for tires as well. And also the 18 of Noah Gregson is going to make a right side tire only and fuel as well. Remember, he was a winner at Kansas on a 1.5-mile racetrack. Also, Johnny Sauter has come in for 2 tires, it looks like.
So Sauter with that #1 pit stall, that's certainly looked like it's played an advantage for him. Of course, it's never a disadvantage, but he was able to get out very quickly from that top spot.
He wanted that clean air. That's why they changed 2 tires. I think we saw him try to get by Todd Gillen a couple times, got a little bit loose. He wanted that clean air. The 2 tires will give him that. But we're right on the outside boundary of whether these guys can make it the rest of the way on fuel.
It's going to be tight. 57 to go from Texas.
Okay, we're going to talk about cars today. If you were going to design your perfect car, which 3 features would you choose?
Safety with the kids.
Fuel efficiency.
Affordable price.
My dream car would have all of these things.
What if I told you that there was a car that did have everything?
Seriously? Okay.
This is the Chevy Cruze.
Go Chevy.
Get 20% below MSRP on all Cruze and Malibu LT models. That's almost $4,700 on this Chevy Cruze. Find new roads at your local Chevy dealer.
Kevin here says Mobile One annual protection is proven to protect for 20,000 miles.
It'll save you a lot of time. Dad, with all this extra time.
Sorry, buddy. Kevin and I have a tea time at 11.
20,000 miles guaranteed. Mobile One annual protection.
Liberty Mutual stood with me when this guy got a flat tire in the middle of the night.
Hold on, Dad. Liberty did what?
Yeah, Liberty Mutual 24-hour roadside assistance helped him to fix his flat so he could get home safely.
My dad says our insurance doesn't have that. Don't worry, I know what a lug wrench is, Dad. Is this a lug wrench?
Maybe.
You can leave worry behind when Liberty stands with you. Liberty stands with you. Liberty Mutual Insurance.
This is a jungle gym and a baseball diamond, a mythical castle, and a grand banquet hall. This is not just a yard, it's where memories are made. The John Deere X350 Select Series with the exclusive one-touch mulch control system. Nothing runs like a Deere. Save $300 on the X350 Select Series tractors with the purchase of a mulch control kit.
Frisky's World.
Smell that?
Gravy.
That's not gravy. That's extra gravy.
Whoa.
That's new Frisky's Extra Gravy. Pate and chunky.
Gravy paradise.
Paradise, really.
Feed their fantasy.
Check out the Gone Fishing event at Bass Pro Shops in Cabela's with free fishing at our Catch and Release Pond this weekend. Plus, great gifts for Dad, like flag t-shirts for only $5 and an Igloo 120-quart cooler for under $50.
Here's to Pizza Hut. Here's to $7.99 large 2-topping pizzas. And to our delivery captains, double-checking your order before it hits the road so you get exactly what you want. Here's to all the ways no one out-pizzas the Hut.
The 2018 FIFA World Cup, it's coming to Fox and FS1. Every single match will be seen live. Over 300 hours of coverage. It's the world's biggest sporting event, and it's just 6 days away right here on Fox and FS1. Every match.
300
Crazy.
hours of coverage.
Unbelievable. Looking forward to that. And looking forward to the final laps here at Texas. Okay, now, we've got 55 to go. And you guys told me at the beginning of the race, Phil, I think it was on the Show Rotella race analysis, that the fuel window was 50 to 55 laps. And they're on the outside of that right now, and they've been running around under yellow for a lap and a half or so. Are we going to see, without other cautions, are we going to see a little bit of fuel nail biting at the end of this thing?
No, I think we're going to see a lot of fuel nail biting. The crew chief told me today that it was more like 50, closer to 50 than 55. Ooh. But we do know that some of the trucks that pitted on lap number 30 before the end of the first stage and then stayed out to run to the end of the second stage made it about 52 or 3 laps. But remember, there's a lot of caution laps in the middle of that too. So I think these guys are going to have more caution laps than what they're getting right now on this caution.
Well, let's check in down on pit road with Hermie.
Well, Vince, if you ever need a testament to track position and how important it is The 52 was Stuart Friesen early tonight, out front in clean air, dominant. But since he's been back in traffic, his truck is just too loose. They came down pit road, 4 tires, fuel. They're going to try to tighten this truck up, and he is about 4 laps short. That's what they think. Caitlin?
Hermie, there were some unique strategies on pit road on that last pit stop. Joe Shear Jr., crew chief for Johnny Sauter, making a last-minute decision for no tires. What's the mindset there with your strategy call?
Well, the tires are pretty hard here, and we haven't seen any gain there. Spot track position. So we're rolling the dice here. We're a little bit short, but we're going to see what happens here. This is going to be big to win here again, and we're going for 50%, and plus this is a hometown for my wife here, so I'm really proud, and I'm proud of the guys, what we're doing, and we're digging deep here, and we're pulling a little strategy out here, but hopefully we pull it away here.
It's going to be exciting to the finish, Vince.
And with 3 wins already, Sauter and Shear, they can afford to roll the dice a little bit.
Of everybody here, they can afford to gamble the most.
And you hear what Joe said? We're a little short.
A little bit short.
He has trouble convincing me that it's just a little. The restart, back and going with Chris Eggleston in the 54 leading the way. How about Justin Haley down on the inside to take the lead, and Johnny Sauter trying to come on the outside?
I think we had a little contact between Gillen in the 4 and the 54 of Eggleston.
Haley out front. His teammate Johnny Sauter right behind him. Then it's Todd Gilliland and Spencer Davis and Noah Gregson. 3 KBM machines, 3, 4, and 5.
I think Johnny Sauter would love to get by his teammate right here. Try to put a little distance on those KBM trucks.
Great look out the front end of that Sauter machine at the leader, Justin Haley.
Spencer Davis at 51 truck now has moved into this 3rd spot right behind Johnny Sauter. KBM teammates side by side for 4th.
Gilliland has been out front for 62 laps. He's led by far the most laps tonight, but right now finds himself in 4th. What a difference it's made. We heard Hermie's report about Stuart Friesen. The clean air has been a huge difference maker tonight, and Friesen, who won stage 1, got back in the pack and has struggled to get inside the top 10. Grant Enfinger, who won stage 2, he currently sits 8th.
That was the whole reason that Joe Shear did what he did, I think, was to try to get that clean air, and maybe he'll get it right now.
Sauter around the outside for the lead.
What a great veteran pass. Johnny knew that he didn't need to go inside because he's going to suck around, so it drove right to the outside of him.
Sauter out front, and now can he check out? But a long way to go, as you saw Gregson and Davis side by side for position.
And Gregson getting loose. That's going to open up the bottom for Crafton. The yellow 88 goes by.
Crafton made it 3 wide for the pass and got them both. Great move from Crafton to take advantage. Moves into the 4th spot.
That KBM battle right behind Crafton continues.
Gilliland clears the 18. That cost that KBM bunch a lot right there. That's when sometimes you got to think about teammates and trying to.
That's Spencer Davis in the 51 that got by, cleared the 18 of Gregson.
And here comes Friesen in the blue and white 52, trying to make up some ground as well as he moves inside the top 10 into the 8th spot. There's Johnny Sauter out front, Haley 2nd, and Gilliland trying to close the door now and shortening that gap to 2nd place Justin Haley.
Remember, Haley has a good truck. He finished 3rd in the 2nd stage.
Well, Haley had such a good run here last year. In fact, in both the races, finished 6th and 5th. Set on pole in the fall race here, broke the track record with his qualifying effort. So they have had speed, especially here at Texas.
That top 3 trucks that last lap within 2/100ths of a second of each other.
Kevin Bellecourt has fixed up that 24 again tonight. Right up to the back bumper of Johnny Sauter. Here's Sauter pedaling it through the corner. They come through 2.
What a bad break that Todd Gillen got. he caught the 0-2 right there before they got in the corner. And look at the gap now the 24 has been able to put on it.
So much of it is where you happen to catch that lap traffic, isn't it?
Absolutely, and that was a great example of it. The outside, he's just not sure of his truck out there and decided he didn't want to take that chance, and he had to back off, and it cost him a lot. But I've got a feeling we're going to see him running back down.
Friesen on the march, our pole winner.
What a run through the center of the corner.
He's led 3 times for 13 laps tonight. One stage one, and he's moving inside of Spencer Davis for 6th. Got it. Sets his sights now on Noah Gragson.
But guys, I think all of these trucks have to worry about fuel. Every single one of these trucks is not out of the woods as far as fuel mileage goes.
The 24, Justin Haley, runs 2nd. Hermie?
Last time down pit road, Vince is 24. Got 2 right side tires. He's been struggling a little bit in 1 and 2. Pretty decent in 3 and 4. They are, like most others I've checked with, about 3 to 4 laps short on fuel. And thinking about spotters, they really brought one out of retirement for Justin Haley tonight. Keith Barnwell on the spotter stand for the 24. And I know he's old because he spotted for me about 100 years ago.
Barnwell's been around a while, that's for sure.
He spotted for me too, Hermie.
I know when Hermie mentioned the name Todd, you just started laughing.
I did, yeah.
Well, then lap coming around lap traffic, Sauter and Haley getting around Norm Benning. Haley didn't miss a beat.
How are these guys saving fuel when they're running laps at 29.80 and 29.70? There's no way that you can save fuel.
No. Especially Johnny Sauter leading this. He's pushing all the air. Justin's got a little draft going. He's maybe saving a little bit, but if his truck's a little tighter, it's probably using a little more. So he's probably not doing any better.
Remember, Sauter has won 3 times. We talked about the fact that he could afford to gamble. Justin Haley came into this race in the 8th and final playoff position, so he can ill afford disaster tonight. The thing he wants to do is run out of fuel and end up costing himself 10 or 12 spots. He's right in the thick of things trying to make the playoffs. If you look at the 18 of Gragson currently holding on to that 5th spot, but starting to feel a little pressure now from Stuart Friesen.
Stewart's truck kind of stalled out here. He ran him down. Gets up behind him, but he gets too tight. Can't make any headway and make a pass. Well, that's kind of what you usually see with these trucks.
Why?
Well, you get up a little closer than what Stewart is here. You really lose the front end. There's no air on the front to make it stick and keep it turning through the corner. Pushes. And when it pushes, you lose speed.
If you can stick that truck, that front end of that truck down a half a lane below the 18, but when the 18's on the white line, there is no half a lane below him.
Right there, Stewie was lower and made a little time on him.
40 laps to go, and remember, we don't think the leaders can get to the finish on the fuel they have. Don't go anywhere. It's going to be a fun one here tonight.
Gander Outdoors, your new outfitter for great outdoor gear at low prices. Discover thousands of products from top brands in boating and water sports, fishing and marine, camping, and active sports. Our expert service will pair you with regional and seasonal gear you need for your next outdoor adventure. Wherever your adventure takes you, enjoy great savings with our Good Sam member benefits. Explore the new GanderOutdoors.com and get the gear to fuel your outdoor passions.
Could this party get any better?
Dr. Pepper Cherry, a cherry treat.
What? I'm a horse. I like carrots.
This party did get better.
Dr. Pepper Cherry, cherry on.
At ProPlan, we believe nutrition is full of possibilities to improve your pet's life. We're redefining what nutrition can do because the possibility of a longer life and a better life is the greatest possibility of all. Purina ProPlan, nutrition that performs.
It's time to celebrate the guy who taught you everything. Stock up on Father's Day gifts at Men's Warehouse. Designer suits are $2.99. Plus it's buy one, get one free on select items. Dad's gonna like the way he looks.
Many only see one side of trucking, the massive, loud machine. But let's show them an industry that works day and night. Let's show the dedication and the care. Let's show them the other side of the story.
19th on FX.
You know that expensive watch you always wanted? It only cost a fraction of the price to make.
We thought that was crazy, so we made our own watch company.
We created unique watch designs, launched online at fair prices, developed new styles, shipped to over 160 countries around the world, and created a community. Now, you don't have to overpay for a nice watch.
Instead, join the movement.
Shop now at mvmt.com.
With so many mattresses out there, how do you know which one is really the best? Just look at how the Purple Smart Comfort Grid, made from a super comfy yet ultra supportive material called hyperelastic polymer, cradled those unfertilized chickies.
Purple's unique design cradles your pressure points and redistributes support to the rest of your body for maximum comfort and support.
Want to sleep better? Sleep on Purple.
From the view of Johnny Sauter looking back at second place Justin Haley. 34 to go at Texas for the NASCAR Camping World Truck Series. Sauter, a 4-time Texas winner. And he's already been to victory lane 3 times this season. Made a daring outside pass of Haley for the lead.
You're not saving any fuel yet. Johnny Sauter's last lap was a 29.88.
We've heard a couple of them already talk about maybe being 3 to 4 laps short. And they've got to be nervous here. 33 laps to go. If we don't get any cautions, they're not going to make it, are they?
Vince, I'm nervous.
3 to 4 laps short. I'm not going to push that. I'm going to come in with 5 to go.
Well, you can't save that much if you're going green. I mean, especially not from the front.
No way.
You know, we had a couple guys that topped off at the end of that caution. Tyler Young now is only 14 seconds behind. He stopped 3 laps after everybody in front of him stopped. So, you know, that would be a possibility. And certainly within reason, only right now 14 seconds behind, that he may stay close enough if all these guys run out of gas. But as Stuart Friesen now jumps by Matt Crafton to take over that 4th spot.
Hey, Stuart Friesen's got somewhere to go.
He does have somewhere to go.
That guy's in a hurry. He is going toward the front. Pole winner, stage 1 winner. He got back there in traffic, and now he has moved up into 4th place. Watch this view from the onboard of Matt Crafton. Hello. There I come. That's me.
It's like Stuart. He was in a different gear than Matt was, wasn't it?
Hi, I'm Stuart. I'm coming through. It's been fun to watch Friesen come through the field. But he's still got some ground to make up, and these next 3 to pass are going to be the most difficult of the bunch.
He's about 3 seconds behind the 3rd place running truck now of Todd Gilliland. Remember, we're going to run farther than we have before because we only ran 40 laps for the end of each stage, and we had cautions during those stages. If we run to the end now, that would be almost a 60-lap run. These guys pitted, these front runners pitted on lap 109. That would be 58 laps to the end of the race.
We had some early yellows with Justin Fontaine and Bailey Curry. Brett Moffitt, Bo Lamastis all brought out yellows through the first 2 stages, and then right at the beginning of stage 3 with Myatt Snyder and Jennifer Jo Cobb. So you would think, with the amount of yellows we've had already, that we're going to have maybe at least 1 more before the end of the night. But wouldn't it be just their luck? This is where we have the longest green flag stretch when they really need a pit stop. Hermie?
Okay, Vince, I need my drivers in the booth to translate what Kevin Bellicourt, the crew chief of the 24, is going to do on fuel. He told me my conservative number is we run out with 2 to go. My aggressive number is we run out on turn 4 on the final lap. So what do we do?
I'd come get fuel.
I think you run it out. If he's that close, he thinks he's that close, I would run it to the end. And right now he's falling back almost a second behind. I think you want to keep touch with Johnny Sauter, but try to save a little bit of fuel. Use that draft that you were talking about, Todd, because that will suck you back up to him. But try to save a little bit if you can. We know Johnny Sauter right now, he has actually slowed down a little bit. He's had some traffic. He's slowed down now slower than a 30 flat.
But if he runs out of fuel, I mean, he's sitting in the 8th and final playoff position right now. If he runs out of fuel in the middle of that conservative to aggressive, say he runs out with a lap to go, I mean, that could cost him 10, 12, 15 points.
But Vince, it's a win. It's a win, a possibility of a win.
That's why I'm not a crew chief, because I couldn't handle that pressure. There's no way. And you know that you're right, Phil, that they need to win. To lock themselves into the playoff, they need that win. So Kevin is obviously going to probably roll the dice and try for the win.
Well, we heard the thoughts on the second place truck of Justin Haley. How about the leader, Johnny Sauter?
Yeah, Vince, I just asked crew chief Joe Shear Jr. what the status is with fuel. He kind of shook his head mid-face. He said, I think we're about a half a lap short right now.
Well, that was a little better than after that caution.
The last lap, Johnny Sauter, 29.78. Within about 0.4 of a second, the fastest lap he's run the entire night.
Todd Gilliland is slowing down a little bit. I mean, he is backing off some. You think that's saving fuel? I mean, his lap times have backed down a little bit.
Because he's still a couple seconds ahead of Stuart Friesen. I think right now he may say, okay, I'm going to sacrifice running first or second right now. I just want to run fast enough to stay ahead of the 4th place truck of Stuart Friesen in case these two guys run out of gas.
And I guarantee where he's doing that is right here. Entering turn 3, he's probably rolling out of the throttle just a little bit, which doesn't cost him a lot of speed, but it's definitely saving fuel. In 1 and 2, turn 1, you have to lift. That's the way the racetrack is. So he's saving fuel all he can there.
And remember, Todd Gilliland has never been in a position where he's had to save fuel. He runs K&N races. They have halftime breaks. They don't make live pit stops. This may be the first time he's ever had to try to save some fuel, Caitlin.
Yeah, well, also one thing to note, even though Kyle Busch, the team owner, is not here, he's obviously in Michigan for the Cup race, he has been texting Marcus Richmond, the crew chief for Todd Gilliland, different things to pass along to him that might help him throughout the course of the night. So Kyle Busch still connected to his team, still connected to his drivers, even while in Michigan tonight.
Well, certainly KBM has been so successful here at Texas, and Kyle himself has won here a couple of times, 2010 and 2014.
One little thing that Todd is doing right here that I'm sure Kyle is the one that passed the information. He's not using the whole racetrack. Watch right here. He doesn't go all the way out to the wall. Yeah, that's as close as he's been, but he's been making the racetrack as short as he can, even off of turn 2.
If you can make the racetrack 20 or 30 feet shorter, then that's going to add up.
It absolutely does. Right here, he needed to stay down behind that 2010. He's letting off. Now see, it's the same speed down the straightaway. Get behind the 22. Give up a half a tenth on that straightaway, but you save a bunch of fuel doing it.
Still about a 1.5 second advantage for Gilliland over the 4th place truck of Stuart Friesen. Meanwhile, Johnny Sauter crosses the line, and that brings us to our Camping World 20 to go. Sauter's lead about 0.7 of a second over Justin Haley. And then it's about another 1.5 seconds back to the 3rd place Gilliland.
Let's watch Johnny here, see how much he drafts off this 54, which is a faster truck on the straightaway. And he pulls out to make the pass.
Hearing now from pit road that the 4 of Todd Gilliland is 7 laps shy.
Yeah, well, there's no way you can save that many laps in the amount of laps that we've had since they pitted.
So does he go ahead and plan on stopping first, or do you stay as long? I mean, you stay as long as you can, hoping for a caution, right?
Right, exactly. And then I think you stop. You make sure you don't run it to the last lap, but maybe 1 lap shy when you think you're going to run out. Come in and get about 2 seconds worth of fuel or 3 or whatever Rudy thinks they need, and then let the chips fall where they may.
Caution is out, and it's the 16 of Brett Moffitt who is in the wall for the 2nd time tonight.
I think there's a lot of relieved crew chiefs down on pit road right now. I think this is the opportunity that they think will give them the extra fuel mileage that these guys will be able to save during this caution flag. I don't think we're going to see anybody pit unless it's the guys towards the tail end of the lead lap.
Well, do you think, though, Rudy says he's 7 laps short? Do you think he can make those 7 laps in this short of a caution?
Well, I don't think he could save 7 on the shorter caution.
I don't think so either.
Joe Shear Jr.
We're going to find out if Rudy really thinks he's 7 laps short.
Exactly.
Well, here's what happened to the 16 of Moffitt. Well, it's been a tough night for this team. They started out with a wicked handling truck to begin with at the very beginning of this race. I'm not sure he ever got into the wall, did he?
No, I don't know why they threw the caution.
He kept it off there. It looked like he was going to get into it.
See, the left rear tire is down on that 16 truck right there. What an amazing job by Brett not to lose control of that truck.
And this is a championship caliber team. I mean, Moffitt and company, they've already got a win this season, one at Martinsville. And you see all the white on that truck, and Brett made no bones about the fact earlier in an interview tonight about the fact they need some sponsorship to get to the end of the season. Not every race, but they've got some races left unsold, and they're afraid that as one of these championship contenders, as a race winner, they may not get to contend for the championship if they can't make it because of lack of sponsorship.
All right, guys, pit road is open. Who's coming, who's not? I can't imagine Joe Shear's going to bring his guy down pit road, but here comes the Ford, just like we were talking about.
Well, Marcus Richmond bringing Gilliland back to pit road. They talked about the fact that he was 7 laps short, a couple of other KBM trucks as well. So here comes Todd Gilliland. Coming to you, Caitlin.
Yeah, Vince, and just listening to Todd on the radio, he said, I needed to turn again. And they said, well, it went really tight with that last set of tires. So as you can see there, they're fueling it up for Todd Gillen. Also, the 18 truck of Noah Gregson, they're going ahead and changing right side tires, giving him some fuel and going around to the left side for a 4-tire stop for Noah.
Fuel to the end and 4 tires, and the 51 of Spencer Davis. So all 3 of the KBM trucks took advantage of this caution here as we
I like those 4
inside
tires.
Of 20 to go.
I like those 4 tires. That was smart. There's only 4 trucks on pit road. You're not going to give up anything. 4 tires, you're going to go right by them.
The 51 of Spencer Davis also with 4 tires.
And even though tires haven't been, it doesn't seem anyway, haven't been a big factor, they didn't have to wait on putting those 4 tires on. I mean, by the time they were putting the fuel in, they got the tires done about the same time. So if it's going to take you the same amount of time, you might as well put 4 on, right?
Well, right there, all they needed was about 3 or 4 seconds of fuel. So they took the extra time to put the tires on.
Johnny Sauter. Can he get his 5th win at Texas? We're going to find out.
Kevin here says Mobile One annual protection is proven to protect for 20,000 miles.
It'll save you a lot of time.
Dad, with all this extra time.
Sorry, buddy. Kevin and I have a tea time at 11.
20,000 miles guaranteed. Mobile One annual protection.
Check out the Gone Fishing event at Bass Pro Shops in Cabela's with free fishing at our Catch and Release Pond this weekend. Plus, great gifts for Dad, like savings of over 40% on select New Balance trainers and these loop-old McKinsey binoculars for under $130.
Bzz. Bzz, bzz. I'm your phone. Stuck down here between your seat and your console, playing a little hide and seek. Cold. Bzz. Warmer. Bzz, bzz. Warmer. Boiling. Jackpot. And if you've got cut rate car insurance, you could be picking up these charges yourself. So get Allstate, where agents help keep you protected from mayhem. Like me.
Mayhem is everywhere. Are you in good hands?
Sports' biggest superstar, Cristiano Ronaldo in Portugal. Iniesta, Ramos, Silva, and the Spanish team, the most beloved man in all of Spain, now becomes public enemy #1. The superstar versus the super team. Portugal versus Spain, next Friday at 1 p.m. Eastern on Fox.
You have to do more than just get it close to become legendary. U.S. Open begins Thursday on Fox and FS1.
Did you know there's an amazing place to meet great singles right now? You can be a part of it just by picking up your phone and calling. It's so much fun, easy to use, and you can try it free. In seconds, you're connected to the best place in town to meet great singles. You don't have to go out to have a good time, and you're always in control. The most amazing time is only a phone call away. Try it free. Call Quest now.
Try it free. Call 1-888-717-1717 now.
Only Invisalign clear aligners are made with smart track material to precisely move your teeth to your best smile.
See how Invisalign treatment can shape your smile up to 50% faster today at Invisalign.com.
When you rent a car on Turo, you're renting from a real person. No shuttle rides, no waiting in line, and no wandering a car lot. This is better than your typical car rental. This is Turo. Download the app today.
Inside of 15 laps remaining in Texas, the NASCAR Camping World Truck Series. It's coming down to some strategy and some pit stops and some fuel conservation.
I'm confident that Todd Gillen, Noah Gregson, Spencer Davis, and Dalton Sargent can make it to the end.
Well, I tell you what, Phil, you're out there on that limb and you're balancing yourself just ever so easily. How about Johnny Sauter and Justin Haley? How do you feel about them?
I'm a little bit worried, but this caution may have got them in the window to make it, guys.
Joey Shearer said they only needed half a lap, so we'll see.
The restart, the green back out. Johnny Sauter leading the way with Justin Haley, his teammate right beside him. And here comes Stuart Friesen.
Friesen giving
on the inside.
Giving him a good push right here.
13 laps remaining. Friesen and Haley running second and third, looking for their first career wins. Johnny Sauter out front. Has already won 3 times this season, but he's rolling the dice, hoping he's got enough fuel to get to the finish. Friesen for second, got it.
Matt Crafton's going to stick that nose of that Ford underneath Justin Haley.
We've thought much of the night that Stuart Friesen maybe had the fastest truck. He was the pole winner, won stage 1. But for much of this final stage, he's been mired back in the pack. He's had to run for mid-pack, and now he's finally made his way up to second and sets his sights on the leader, Johnny Sauter. But does he have enough time? The final 11 laps. Haley side by side now with Crafton for third. Trying to get that spot back.
Looks like he has it.
Did a great job right there.
Got a nice run from Justin Haley tonight after good finishes here last year, 6th and 5th. Remember, just 19 years old from Winamac, Indiana. And the 3 of Jordan Anderson has gotten into the wall. Question is he going to be able to make it back?
I think he'll make it back. I'm sure the NASCAR officials are looking at the racetrack to make sure there's no debris. I thought I saw him right after the restart getting to the wall coming off of turn 4.
Stuart Friesen got to be hoping they throw that yellow to bunch he and Johnny Sauter up, although Friesen looks like he's on the charge right here. Maybe got the momentum to close the gap.
He's over 1/10 of a second faster that lap. Does he have the time to get there?
And the caution has come out.
That's Jordan hitting the wall right after the restart.
So the caution has come out, I've got to believe, for debris. No, the 3 of Jordan Anderson has not gotten all the way around, has come to a stop, yes. So Anderson comes to a stop, brings out the yellow, and that's going to provide us one heck of a finish. It'll be a restart, and that brings a lot of different players into the mix. Tough break for Jordan Anderson. Had a good run tonight.
Yeah, he was only one of 13 trucks that was on the lead lap when this incident happened.
Well, we're in the...
It helps Sauter and Friesen and Haley and Crafton and Infinger, all those that pitted way back on lap 109. This caution again helps them and makes them breathe a little easier in the fuel conservation.
As soon as that yellow came out, spotters are saying yellow, yellow. You can bet your rear end that Johnny Sauter had his foot on the clutch and the motor was off.
You could hear him right there coasting.
There he is, coasting. That's the first thing you do when you hear the caution. Yellow, yellow, clutch, and shut it off.
And how important is this next restart going to be? What could be the final restart of this race?
If you're Johnny Sauter, what lane do you take?
I think I take the inside. I want the short way around because I should be able to run wide open through 1 and 2 after this restart.
Stuart Friesen sits second. His crew chief is with Hermie.
Trip Bruce, you got your driver in position. First of all, your fuel situation, how close are you on fuel?
Well, right now at this point, I believe the whole field's right there at the checker flag. They're fine. So what they're saving for is anything beyond the checker flag.
How about your driver? Any advice you can give him for this next restart?
You know, not really as far as what he's going to do out there when they drop the green. Not at all. We're just talking to him about saving fuel and making sure that as we do save fuel, maybe shut the ignition down, how to, the points about restarting and things like that. So,
looking forward to the next restart. 52 in position. We'll see if they can capitalize.
It's going to be a wild finish. The restarts are always wild, much less when a potential win sits in the balance. And we talked about this, some debris earlier from the Jordan Anderson collision, and we understand there's a little bit of fluid on the track from Anderson having gotten into the wall, so that will be addressed as well. So that's going to extend this caution period just a bit.
And how about our top 3 runners, all from the same team, guys, all from GMS?
You gotta love Trip Bruce, though. Oh, a veteran crew chief, he's just nonchalant. Hey, we're gonna make it in fuel, don't worry about it. He's running second, don't worry about it. He's been here before.
He is a championship-winning crew chief with Johnny Benson.
Absolutely.
Johnny Sauter, he's a champion in 2016, but he has certainly been the class of the field so far this year. And look at his run this season through 7 races compared to last year's champion, Christopher Bell.
Both of those guys with an amazing start of the season. You see 3 wins for Johnny, 2 for Bell. The only edge that Bell had was a little bit more laps led than Johnny, but 2017 was an amazing season for our champion, Christopher Bell.
Sauter putting up big numbers.
I'm impressed with the 4.6 average finish.
Yeah.
And that's with the 18th place at Martinsville.
I mean, he's had 1 finish outside the top 5 this season.
Even going back to last season.
Noah Gregson has come back on pit road.
Obviously felt like needed to make an adjustment on that truck.
Well, they got to be thinking at this point, maybe get themselves in position if we happen to go overtime. Maybe get themselves, get the truck tuned up to make a run if we do have some extra laps in this one. Give himself a little better chance. But with Sauter and Friesen, I think have been the 2 fastest trucks tonight. Maybe throw in Todd Gilliland in there because Gilliland has led the most laps at 62 tonight. But we have seen Sauter and Friesen come through the field, especially Friesen really has shown the speed to come through the traffic tonight.
It's all about this restart. If Sauter and Friesen get tied up side by side for more than a lap or so for 2 ends of the racetrack, and maybe Gilliland or somebody, that one of those guys can get free, and we know that he's got a fast truck, we may have a 3-truck race. And don't count out Haley. Haley's been awfully good. He lost 3rd spot to Matt Crafton, went back and got it back.
Well, and Crafton's going to be hungry too. Remember, he hasn't won since Eldora last year, and Matt's a 2-time winner here at Texas. It's our last break. We got the finish for you. Going to crown a winner when we come back to Texas.
I think Luis Suarez just bit him. He did. He bit him. It looks like he took a chunk out of his shoulder.
Something about that guy I don't like.
That is not the first time. Crazy to say it.
Tiger's last major win was the U.S. Open, when he showed the world what it means to be a champion. The U.S. Open begins Thursday on FS1 and Fox.
Gander Outdoors, your new outfitter for great outdoor gear at low prices. Discover thousands of products from top brands in boating and water sports, fishing and marine, camping, and active sports. Our expert service will pair you with regional and seasonal gear you need for your next outdoor adventure. Wherever your adventure takes you, enjoy great savings with our Good Sam member benefits. Explore the new GanderOutdoors.com and get the gear to fuel your outdoor passions.
Army Reserve soldiers use their skills to make the Army even more capable and gain the tools to make themselves even more successful. Learn how at GoArmyReserve.com.
Kyle, we talked about this.
There's no monsters.
But you said they'd be watching us all the time. No, honey, we meant that Progressive would be protecting us 24/7.
We just bundled home and auto and saved money. That's nothing to be afraid of.
But...
Good night, Kyle.
I told you I was just checking the wiring in here, Kyle.
He's never like this. I think something's going on at school. He's not engaging.
Frisky's World. Smell that? Gravy. That's not gravy. That's extra gravy. Whoa. That's new Frisky's extra gravy. Pate and chunky. Gravy paradise. Paradise, really.
Feed their fantasy.
It's time to celebrate the guy who taught you everything. Stock up on Father's Day gifts at Men's Warehouse. Designer suits are $2.99. Plus, it's buy one, get one free on select items. Dad's gonna like the way he looks.
What is a trophy, gentlemen?
It's why we're here.
Good. It's time to race.
This copyrighted telecast may not be reproduced, retransmitted, or used in any form without the authorized written consent of NASCAR Broadcasting. NASCAR would like to thank all of our fans for your support, and we hope you enjoyed today's broadcast.
Hey, Whip Around is next. Mike Hill, D-Train, and Swish are going to be with you. The Angels got some big issues. Shohei is going to be out for a while. Yankees and Mets, big Subway Series going on in Queens. And Steven Strasburg headed for an MRI. What's that mean for the Nets? I'm going to tell you in just a minute. Stick around.
Thanks, Mike. And we're about ready to finish this one up here at Texas Motor Speedway. And next week, to Iowa Speedway. A little short track racing. Oh, love the racing at Iowa.
Oh, yeah. 3 wide, progressive banking. They run from the bottom all the way to the top of the racetrack.
Fans love it there. Going to be a great crowd on hand, I'm sure. They turn out for the racing at Iowa Speedway, one of the great venues on the Truck Series circuit.
The place is so much fun to drive, too.
Truxxin Xfinity next week at Iowa.
Rare off weekend for the Monster Energy Cup Series.
Well, no surprise that we're going to get some late race drama. We've had the final lead change in the last 5 laps and 5 of the last 7 visits here to Texas Motor Speedway.
This is it, Vince, right here.
Stuart Friesen and Johnny Sauter. Sauter on the inside, giving them the green, and there's 2 to go at Texas. Justin Haley moves into the 2nd spot, and Matt Crafton coming around the outside to try to challenge. Haley trying to hold off Friesen.
Friesen's going to have a bad angle when he gets down to the corner.
Friesen around the inside to 2nd. Johnny Sauter gets the white flag. There is 1 lap to go at Texas.
What a great job on that first lap after the restart for Johnny.
Friesen trying to close the gap. Friesen seeking his first career win. Sauter trying to hold on for his 4th of the season. Johnny Sauter holding off Friesen. Friesen looking inside. No! Johnny Sauter's going to win it for the 5th time at Texas.
There's the gambler right there, Joe Shear.
What a finish. What a start to the season for Johnny Sauter. We said at the beginning of the show, every time he lines it up, you know he's one you're going to have to beat, and he did it again tonight. And you got to tip the cap to the crew chief, Joe Shear Jr., for taking the gamble on the fuel mileage that he would be able to get his driver to the end, and the yellows fell just the way he needed them.
Sure did. 4 wins. That ties him the most he's ever had in a full season in the Truck Series.
I'm going to tell you, though, I think if there was another lap or two, Stewie was coming. He had a fast truck. He did a great job. He's going to get some wins here shortly.
Johnny Sauter, his 21st career victory. And he had to earn it tonight.
21 consecutive top 10 finishes on mile and a halves.
Lighten up the Texas sky, and they lit up the mile and a half with an exciting one tonight. Friesen was right there. Justin Haley, Grant Enfinger, Matt Crafton filling out the top 5. And a disappointing night, I know, for Todd Gilliland, who led the most laps, but came home 6th.
Just like Todd talking about Friesen, there's a lot of wins in that young man's future.
We'll hear from the winner when we come back. Celebration in the GMS camp. Johnny Sauter does it again, wins at Texas.
Some things should never change, like the crisp, cold refreshment of Busch. But some things should, like Frank's Camp Socks.
Belly buttons are funny. Are you an innie or an outie? What do you got?
Innie.
Tell me what you got.
Outie.
Tell me what you got.
Innie.
We've got 3 innies and only 1 outie. What are the chances?
Yeah, wow.
Many only see one side of trucking, a massive, loud machine. But let's show them an industry that works day and night. Let's show the dedication and the care. Let's show them the other side of the story.
Nothing gets a family's full attention like my freshly prepared chicken. The delicious KFC $20 fill-up with 8 pieces of extra crispy chicken and sides will surely get your kids off their phones. And they may even look at you, their loving parent. KFC, it's finger-licking good.
No, pick up. The 2018 Camry. Toyota. Let's go places.
It's a familiar scene. The 21 truck parked in Victory Lane. Had to hold off Stuart Friesen. What a great charge from the 52 tonight. Well done, Stuart. And he's with Hermie.
Yeah, what a performance by the 52. Took a little bit of time to kind of walk this one off. Your team started off up front, dominant. You got caught in some traffic, made a wonderful charge at the end. Anything you could have done different, or just maybe needed one more lap?
No, just got to thank Halmar International for giving me the opportunity to race at this level, and Chevrolet for all the support over the off season. And GMS Fab Shop is second to none. You know what I mean? Me and Justin and Johnny raced our nuts off there at the end, and that was pretty fun. We need to win one, and to win races we got to execute the whole race, and we just can't seem to do that for whatever reason. So I love my guys. I'm proud of them. I love working with these guys. Let's just try again next week.
Stuart Friesen, he's second.
Boy, and I think out of gas too. He is worn out. How about Johnny Sauter? I mean, these numbers. They're almost hard to fathom.
Yes, over half of the last 11 races he's gone to Victory Lane.
Going back to last season, he's won 6 of the last 11. Top 3 in 10 of the last 12. And 5 wins at Texas. Fun time in Victory Lane, Caitlin.
That's right. Already a celebration here in Victory Lane for Johnny Sauter. Congrats all around from his crew members and his crew chief, Joe Shear Jr., as well as he's climbing out for a big win here at Texas Motor Speedway. His 4th win so far this year. Johnny, some unique strategy there with your crew chief for fuel strategy. How were you guys able to pull this one off? all day. That's probably helpful.
That's like shock right there, but just can't thank GMS, everybody at the shop enough, Mike Beam, Gallagher family. This ISM Connect Chevy, I complained about it all night long, and just no balance, no grip, and we made great adjustments. Joe and them guys did a great job. Pit crew was flawless as always, so played the track position game, and that's where the speed's at, is getting in clean air. So wish we could have a little better racing than that, but just so proud of all these guys, everybody at GMS. Thank you very much. This has been a dream start. Thank the Gallagher family enough, and today's a feast day of the Sacred Heart of Jesus, so proud to get this win, and thank the Blessed Mother, and just say hi to my wife and kids, and I'm speechless at this point. I don't even know what to say anymore. This is a lot of fun. 5 wins at Texas. I feel very, very lucky.
Walk us through to the closing laps and being able to hold off Stuart Friesen there towards the end.
Well, it's all about getting a clean start, and I knew that he was going to be aggressive. Obviously, he's hungry for his first win, so I just timed it right. I kept changing my restarts a little bit. That one I took it deeper into the zone and got really good launch, and that's all it took, got a good run. Obviously, Justin Haley did a great job pushing me there, or was right there, to help push me along. So, it was just restarts at the end of the race like that, you hate it. And then going into turn 3 on the last lap, I ran out of fuel. And as I got into the banking, the motor fired back up. So very, very lucky that everything worked out for us. And 5 wins at Texas, it's awesome.
Congratulations. Enjoy it. Let's send it over to Hermie.
Well, Justin Haley, you come home third. You mentioned before we came on for the interview, Johnny Sauter. What did you learn from Johnny Sauter tonight that will help you the next time you get in that position?
I'll tell you what, Hermie, I love being Johnny's teammate because I can lean on him so much, but damn do I hate racing him. I finished second to him at Daytona, third at Dover, and another third here to him at Texas. So great showing from the number 24 Fraternal Order of Eagles guys. I wouldn't be here racing the Truck Series without him and everyone at GMS Fabrication. It's been a phenomenal time running the Truck Series, so I just got to pick his brain a little bit more and see if I can try to be a little smarter on him there. He got me on the green flag laps. I thought we were going to win on fuel mileage. He was saving pretty hard, and then on that restart, I just pushed for all I had and tried to move him up. But like I said, he's phenomenal in the Truck Series, so unbelievable night for us.
Third for the 24, Vince.
A strong run indeed, very impressive. And as you look at this top 10, Grant Enfinger, another top 5, his third top 5 of the season, including a stage win tonight.
How about that great run by Tyler Young back there in 7th spot?
Cody Coughlin recovered from a loose wheel early and comes back with a top 10 finish. Well done from Cody and crew chief Jerry Baxter. Good job. Spencer Davis, the rookie, by the way, also with a 9th place finish. Well done. Hey, next week, Iowa Speedway. You won't want to miss it. Going to be a great evening in Iowa. Can't wait. For Phil Parsons, Todd Bodine, Hermie Sadler, and Caitlin Vincey, I'm Vince Welch. Now live to Los Angeles for Major League Baseball. Whip Around with Mike Hill, Nick Swisher, and Dontrell Willis.
Welcome inside our LA studios. Mike Hill hanging out with Nick Swisher. Sweet. Woo. New haircut, hot top fade.
Trying to match up with these guys.
Well, I don't have no hair. Train has no hair whatsoever. That is Don Train, Soul Train Willis right here. A very happy man right now because he's from the Bay Area. Oh, yeah. And, of course, the Golden State
celebration.
Celebrated that third champion 4 years. And look at Train. How you get in the picture already?
Well, I got to fly up after work, So I'm going to finish out my little round of whip. And then tomorrow I'm going to get up there and see what the Bay talking about. But another rain coming on home.
Yeah, it's going to be a good parade. It's going to be a lot of celebrations. Stay out the dark.
Yeah, I'll stay out that dark. Yes, sir.
Right,
God is good.
We got a really good light show for you tonight. Let's take a look at the headlines from around the big leagues. And, of course, the Braves and Dodgers squaring off in Los Angeles in a battle of two teams with playoff aspirations. We got the highlights from that one. 2018 edition of the Subway Series getting underway as the Yankees travel over to Queens. That's a big, long trip.
Yeah. Huge 6-mile trip.
Take on the Yankees. And bad news coming out of Anaheim where it looks like Shohei Ohtani could be out for quite a while. Ohtani was placed on the Los Angeles Angels disabled list with a sprained elbow ligament, and he will miss at least 3 weeks before the club reevaluates him. The Angels announced a potential serious injury for their two-way rookie sensation Friday before opening a road trip in Minnesota. Ohtani underwent injections of platelet-rich plasma and stem cells Thursday. in Los Angeles. You see what he has right here this season, how great he's been, not just in the major leagues, but the best pitcher on that team there, and of course what he does at the plate as well, the ERA, the opponent's batting average, and the Ks, all phenomenal. Here is Angels GM Billy Epler on Ohtani.
And when he came out of the game with that blister the other night, you know, he was up getting that blister drained, and as kind of the game adrenaline wore off, he then said, you know, my elbow's getting a little stiff. So based on that, we decided to get an image. But for the next 48 to 72 hours, he'll just be completely recovering and not active. And then after that time period, he'll be on a strength conditioning regimen as well as a therapy regimen conducted by our performance staff here in Los Angeles.
Well, naturally, we're disappointed with the news, but what's best for us is going to be what's best for Shohei. He needs to step back right now. We'll evaluate it in 3 weeks, and like any other player that is important to your club, just like Andrelton Simmons, when you lose him for a little time, the schedule keeps coming. You need to go out there and play well.
Big blow for the Angels. They're battling in the AL West. Ohtani's been literally everything for this team this season. What's your reaction, Trey?
Well, it's unfortunate, but I kind of saw this coming. I'm not a doctor, but I saw the way they were using him. After every start, you didn't really know when he was going to start again. And especially for a max effort guy, it's tough when you're fighting your rhythm of not only your arm strength, but your arm slot, your mechanics. And if you're a little erratic with that, you put more stress and strain on your elbow. That's already a little iffy even when they signed him. So that's tough for a guy that's a max effort guy that's thrown some of the hardest pitches already this year in baseball. So it was very concerning. I always watched him with kind of one eye closed, one eye open, because he throws his split finger at 90 miles an hour. That's harder than my fastball. So this guy's an amazing talent, an amazing weapon. You see what he can do when he's on, but I never liked the way they use it. You need consistency, especially when you're a starter in that rotation.
Love him at the plate. Obviously, Mike Trout's the best hitter on that team, but he is one of the top hitters there. But on the mound, he's the best they got.
Yeah, man. I mean, that's my point. I mean, it's like I feel like he is a force at the plate, but what makes Ohtani is his ability to pitch as well, to go both ways, to throw 100 miles an hour. So I don't know exactly what's going to happen moving forward, but if I'm the Angels, man, I need this guy healthy because I have World Series aspirations. And I need to get my team to the playoffs. I need that man to be able to pitch for me.
I agree.
Well, one of the things we don't want to ever hear when it comes to a pitcher is Tommy John.
Right.
And that's
we don't want to hear TJ.
Right.
You don't even have to hear the initials.
And you don't want to hear that. You don't hear it in English. You don't want to hear it in Japanese. You don't want to hear it at all whatsoever. So Ohtani, of course, he's got this issue right now. We heard Frank Thomas talking about if it was him, he'd take him completely out of rotation. Coming back, you got to be careful with him. What would you do if you're the Angels?
See, the problem is he's one of their best hitters. And with the Angels sputtering sometimes with their offense, they would like to have somebody that can protect Trout in that lineup. The way that ball comes off of his bat with authority, you can match him up. And now, since he's specifically a hitter, you can match him up a little better and not be concerned about when is his start day going to be. I would keep him in that lineup. I love his threat. He has plate coverage, and that's another thunderous bat in that lineup. So we'll see where his elbow is, but I would like to keep him in that lineup. Wrap it up, let him get after it. Let him get after it. You know?
I love my man, Trey. I'm going to go a little bit on the opposite side, man. Like, this man signed a 6-year deal. I'm not playing for this year, man. I need this guy to get healthy. I need him to adjust to the game here in the United States, but I need him to pitch. I know he's a great hitter. I get that. But if you look at the Anaheim Angels starting staff, man, who else they got? I mean, they got Richards, but he hasn't really stepped up. Heaney, we were talking about how he needs to grow up as well. But if this team wants to win a playoff series, he has to pitch.
Oh, well, real quick. I mean, you mentioned 6-year deal. You want him being around for a long period of time. You don't want him out with that Tommy John or anything like that.
The one thing about that, though, that's always a risk with the repertoire of pitches. That split finger, that's a lot of stress and strain on your elbow. You see Tanaka.
Yeah, you're talking about Tanaka.
Same type of repertoire pitches. He's been able to stay in that rotation without having major surgery. So we'll see. He doesn't have the type of stuff. But again, with that bat and the way he gets that backspin,
he is pretty impressive.
Let them struggle for a week, Mike Hill, and they'll put him back in that lineup for sure. Let them struggle at the plate. We'll see.
You mentioned Tanaka. He had an injury tonight. We'll talk about that in just a second. But the Angels and the Twins, life goes on. Twins honoring Prince. He would have been 60 today.
Oh, that suit clean.
Sharp.
1-1. That was good.
Hey. Purple rain. Purple.
Angels up 1-0. Mike Trout, bases loaded. Lance Lynn coming off a great start last Saturday. Trout struggling so far, 6th inning. But tied at 1 apiece, and Eddie Rosario. Okay, everybody's into the Prince move.
Oh.
Moments later, Robbie Grossman.
Target down 3. Pace.
Second of the season. Rosario fired up. Is that Let's Go Crazy music playing in the background? No, Twins up 2-1. Probably talk about
jamming, bro.
Yeah, that kind of music. Good at that. Twins up 2-1. 7th inning, same score. Ian Kinsler.
Can't miss inner half against him. That's his power zone. It doesn't matter if it's a fastball or a slider. Inner half, you better move his feet.
All right, so the Angels up 3-2 there. 8th inning now is Justin Upton, his turn.
Come on, Jay-Up. He don't need a lot to get leverage on that baseball.
Yeah, that's a man that really needs to step up in that lineup for sure. You talk about it all the time, Train. That's your guy. Hey, man, if they want to get to the playoffs, they're going to have to ride him.
All right, so the Angels up 4-2 right now. Once again, the Ohtani news, the big news, also Andrelton Simmons.
That's a big loss, too.
Well,
that kind of
talk about that. We'll talk more about Ohtani a little bit later on in the show. Meanwhile, Noah Syndergaard, who is currently on the DL with a finger issue, scratched from his scheduled start on Sunday due to swelling in the finger on his pitching hand. The team revealed this on Friday. Seth Lugo started his place for the finale of the Subway Series against the Yankees. Yankees and Mets getting it going. There's a thumbs down guy. Yeah, the Mets fan, Gary Lanier, Jacob deGrom, leading the NL in ERA 1.49, and Greg Bird grounds to Adrian Gonzalez.
Oh!
Aaron Judge tagged out the double play, and Judge,
Ooh, watch out, big fella. Watch out.
That's a big boy.
A lot of weight coming down on that wrist, huh?
Stay in the game, though. Bottom of the first, no score. Brandon Nimmo.
Tell me about your guy, Trey. You love this kid.
Brandon Nimmo. They loved him in spring training. Everybody wanted to see him more. Finally in the big leagues. Getting his swerve on, baby.
Second deck off of Tanaka's 8th of the season. Mets up 1-0. 6th inning now. Same score, bases juice for Judge. Is that injury affecting him?
No, that's just 96 on that.
Yeah, that's just the ground. But Jay Bruce.
Gotta go.
Tanaka on 3rd. Oh!
Man.
Scores a time run, but he's shaking his head because this is why. What happened here, Train?
Well, he was running in quicksand. That's tough for a pitcher sometimes, though. He took 4 steps and he didn't move, man. That's scary to see, but they needed that run, Big Daddy.
Trey, we saw him walking into the locker room.
Yeah, he didn't like that.
It didn't look right, man.
He had to lead the game with hamstring stiffness after 5. We'll talk more about him in just a second. But Brett Gardner swinging a hot bat.
The fact that deGrom gave up and lost this game on his 3rd best pitch is something that's going to haunt him till his next start. No doubt about that.
Yankees up 3-1 there in 9th inning. Now, Carlos Stanton, you know what he can do.
Mama. It's amazing.